Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Larry Neck. You know, Punk, identity theft is a felony here in Michigan, so you really shouldn't be trying to copy my likeness. I'm not really sure why you would do it, but it is not something that is to be frowned upon. Now, I don't know why Lenny decided to make you look like me, alright? I mean, he designs them, and then everyone says, oh, look, it's Larry Neck. I didn't do that. He did that. Hey, I mean, I've had this look since the '80s, so I mean, I don't know what you're saying. I mean, Lenny designed him, and now, you know, he looks like the O-ring that I was made to be after. No, 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 no. No, I don't care that you've been around from the '80s. I've been around since the '70s. Hell, I saw that. I knew you were coming, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this so much that I went and shaved my head, and now I look like a tan. What? Both you maggots should be ashamed acting the way you are. You're Marines. You shouldn't be fighting amongst yourselves. No, 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 Sarge. Don't even come here, alright? You know what? I don't want to hear your crap. Didn't I already kick your ass at Joe Fest using the tricep choke of death? Look, picture perfect, right here. It's all proof. We all saw it. Listen, you little puke, we can settle this at Joe Fest 2025. You really think that little chokehold, that tricep, it's not going to look like that, and it won't work on me again. So you know what? We'll settle it this year. You know what? I just came here to do a review. I'm not even a Marine, all right? I haven't served in the military. This cover here, it was bought off Amazon, and all as a joke when everyone started calling me Larry Neck. So you know what, you two? You do what you do. I'm going to do my review because that's what everyone came for. So let's get right into it. Listen, listen, listen. Welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see this on my YouTube, and then realize, well, I scheduled it for the 18th and not the 20th. So I have a feeling a lot of people probably did not get notified because I had to go and change it. I don't know, at 9:03. So I figured this was the perfect time to play a little bit of an extra intro, so people that do get notified. Very odd. I don't know how I did that. Actually, I know exactly how I did it. I mean, I created the stream on Saturday, and I must have just hit today, and I don't know why I would have done that, but I did. But nonetheless, you guys know where to show up on Monday nights. You know I'm almost always going to be here. There may be a Monday in the near future that I might miss. And if I do, well, it happens. Everyone else seems to take days off, other than me. I think I missed 2 Mondays all last year. But anyway, that's beside the point. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It is cold as hell here in Michigan. I'm sorry, it's cold as hail here. Did you know that's the correct term? It's cold as hail. I saw that on a some sort of short that popped up, and I was like, no. And I went and looked it up, just like what the guy did, and sure enough, it is absolutely so cold that the kids already had today off. They've already canceled school for the next 2 days, and probably because we don't get a lot of snow, that they need these snow days. I'm one of those people that says, well, they're in school all day. They're not really outside, and I know there's the stuff about the walkers and everything. Not the Walking Dead walkers. Also, if you guys notice that the camera keeps kind of moving in and out, let me know. If it's bothersome, I'll change it. I put it to autofocus so I can, when I show off the figures or anything like this, it actually picks it up better. So if it becomes a problem, please let me know. Um, it says it's cold here, -5. It's 7 degrees here, so it's not even that cold. I mean, it's almost like t-shirt here in t-shirt weather. Shorts, that type of stuff. Maybe a windbreaker. I don't know. No, it is cold. It is cold. I'm not gonna lie about that. Anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I didn't really do too much. Try and clean the house up. Did my reviews for this week. Well, not my reviews, the classic reviews. I have those coming out this week. Those three are already done. So, but anyway, uh, let's just get into saying hi to everyone. 34 of you are here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Um, it, Definitely, like you said, I really screwed the pooch on that one. What a weird term, screwed the pooch. Um, who the hell came up with that? Anyway, let's scroll there to the top and let's see. Stanley Eberhardt was here in the beginning saying, "I just got home from the arena. Any news other than Mondo Clayface reveal and drop tomorrow?" I have no idea. I haven't seen very much news, to be honest. We have Menhoza here. We have David R. We have Jeremiah Tubbs saying, "Hello, this is my second ever podcast chat. I've subscribed to your channel and I love the classified line. Well, it is great to have you here, Jeremiah. It's always great to have new people here. And hopefully you still enjoy it when I'm done. Hopefully I haven't offended you too much before this show ends. Gun Bunny Customs here. GI Bro, who has the best guns in the community. Johnny Reno is here. Eric Thurman. We have Turk Murphy Toy Solutions. Mr. Wonderful. Not Paul Orndorff, but Travis Hexastack. Maybe I'll come out sometime. 3-star draw. Darren is here. We have a Viper Scout who is almost always on Punk's Pit when we do that. And if you're a channel member, you don't want to miss it. Go back and watch some of the old ones if you have hours to spend. We have Kenzo's Creation here saying, "What's up, everyone? Happy Frigid Monday." Yes, indeed it is. We have a Shark Eyes toy review. Nice, AT Kim. Shout out. What's going on, folks? Did I give an ATKM shout out? I don't remember. Nolan here, who makes us Toy Tube official. Sabir is here. I think it was Tony and I were talking. Sabir, I want you to know we all see all the comments you leave with us, and it is greatly appreciated. Probably don't say it enough. I try and comment. I try and reply to most comments. Once you get stuck behind and there's so many comments, sometimes you just have to move on. But like I said, I was talking with Tony's Figs, and we definitely notice all the comments you make, and it is greatly appreciated, your support with all the chats and everything. We have True Star Screamer, who will be a guest in about 2 weeks on Thursday with a friend. Wow, I like all of a sudden all the same names here. Son of a Crayon Slayer. And then we have my moderator, Action Figs. We have a Jay Astro, who's now in the house. Snow Wolf. That's kind of appropriate for the weather that a lot of us are having. Punisher Bill. We have Dustin Blair saying hi, Punk. Brick Something, who has a wonderful channel. Go check out his channel if you haven't yet. Jamie Garcia. We have a Toy Matrix and Yo Punk and chat. We have Cobra Commander. I always like having Cobra Commander and then Hooded Cobra Commander and all these other guys that are in the Crimson Cobra Commander. Lots of Cobra Commanders in this. Derek Holloman is here. Ostrodamus Toys in before Carol, who I haven't seen yet. Grizzle Horn has joined us. PNC. And that's the end. And if you notice, we have not seen my moderator, Matthew Matson. I'm willing to bet he's going to come in and say, I did not get the notification, and he will be correct because I forgot to set the right time and date. So I have a feeling a lot of you probably didn't get the notification. Kind of crazy, but anyway, Eric Thurman saying 55 degrees here. We have Snow Wolf saying it's 26 degrees here, kind of warm compared to everywhere else. 26 sounds amazing right now, I'm not going to lie. JLS Comics starting with the hashtag, where is Matthew? True Star Screamer says, damn, I was hoping to get a Punk to crack up with the pooch joke. Oh, dude, you know what? I'm sorry. When I'm reading through, I totally don't. I totally don't read some of them. So hold on, let me go back here. Scrooge the Pooch came up by a man who came home really, really drunk and did not realize it wasn't his wife in bed. Okay. Sorry. That's my delay there. Severe says a strong 19 here in New York City, or as we locals say, it's brick out. It's brick out. What the hell is that? I'll be honest, I've never heard that before. Um, uh, Darren says 17 here is supposed to be down to 9, cold for us. No, that nine is cold. Wraith Mace has joined us. Um, hey, you know what, dude? Trust the Star Screamer. My goal to get him to crack up every stream, folks. Let me say, trying to get me to crack up rather than get pissed off is something I much appreciate, rather than what others have tried doing in the past, and some of it might have succeeded. Um, I think we all know that. Others fail miserably, yet I think they have upset me, but either way. So, um, I gotta say it was a pretty uneventful weekend for me. Really didn't do too much, like I said. Cleaned the house, did some reviews. I think we watched some Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Actually, I'm positive we did. I got a funny. Alice and Troy sent a Facebook reel over of someone complaining about Buffy, saying, put holy water in the sprinkler system, problem solved. Um, and I sent it over to Olivia, or I showed Olivia, but I wrote back to Alice and I said, anytime that Olivia and I try and bring up anything logical when it comes to Buffy or Angel, we have to remind each other logic's not logic's not allowed here. Because there's a lot of logical things they could have done that they just chose not to. But I guess the shows wouldn't have run for what, 7 and 5 seasons, something like that. Either way, if you are new to the channel and you haven't been following, my daughter and I, when she's here, we have been watching Buffy and Angel. We're on season 5 of Buffy, and I believe season 2 of Angel. I think. Uh, we haven't got to when. Spoiler alert, earmuffs. If you haven't seen it, you're planning on watching it. We haven't got to when her mom dies. We're close. She doesn't know that yet. So just found out that Dawn isn't real. Dawn isn't real. So I believe it's season 5, and I think it's it might even be season 3 of Angel. Gunn is involved. Charles Gunn, that is. Yeah, Dustin Blair, they are great shows. The first season of Buffy, I gotta say, does not hold up all that well if you're just trying to get into it. Oh yeah, Buffy has Faith. Faith has gone bad, been good. She's on Angel. She's there. Yeah, we're well past that. That's pretty early on because if you remember, Buffy actually dies fairly early, which is why Kendra, the vampire slayer, gets sent without a watcher. That's kind of odd. And then she gets killed off, and then they send Faith, and because the Faith is all during the whole mayor and everything. So we Angel does Wesley Price. So we just watched the one where Wesley Price acts as Angel. That was the episode we watched today. where someone comes in and he has to pretend to be Angel. So it's funny that you brought that up. Faith was throughout it because Faith starts off fairly early. I want to say season 3 because there's a lot of arc with her, and then she ends up on Angel, and of course Buffy happens to just show up there when he's trying to help when Angel's trying to help Faith, and she gets all mad, and what a whirlwind of emotions between those two. I could do 3 hours on Buffy and Angel, and I could bring Olivia on. Which, okay, I do want to mention here, and I only bring this up because I'm not one of those people that is ever going to. Um, no, I'm not. I'm not going to use my child as a shield, but like many of you know, Olivia has made herself kind of part of this show in many ways. And Ed actually said, "Yeah, you should have it on, have her on." Would any of you be interested in hearing uh, Olivia come on for Thursday with a friend? It wouldn't be any time right now because I'm booked all the way through February, thank goodness. But I don't know. That's why I put it up there so you guys don't have to respond. And if you guys don't want to see her, maybe some people are like, hey, you know what, kids shouldn't be on. It's understandable. She'll be 16 by then. Um, and again, it would be kind of weird because I know all about her, and obviously there's a lot of things that I would not let her talk about. But I, I don't know. She's made herself so much part of this, and she truly is one of those unique people. um, yeah, you know the answers to all the questions already. I do, but I think a lot of you people are. I think a lot of you guys are still pretty uh, interested in how she acts and the things that she's into. Like, I don't think you guys realize like how big of a Stitch collection she has. It's actually kind of yeah. Um, yeah, Turk says this could be really funny. Again, that's all that it like. I just I don't know. She seems to make everyone crack up when she shows up here. Now it may be completely different talking to her for 2 to 3 hours, but who knows? Again, it wouldn't be anytime soon. But I just kind of want to throw it out there. I also like to throw the poll out there. It kind of gives me a better idea of how many people are actually in the chat because more people will vote on that than give a like, a thumbs up, which makes no sense. Frank Dumania has joined us. Great to have you here. All right. So anyway, this weekend, this weekend, I recorded the 3 classic videos that will be going out Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is going to be, for the most part, as long as I don't get bogged down and I can create these weeks upon weeks in advance. The classic reviews, I'm going to be doing Zap, Breaker, and the Ram Cycle, and you can probably put it together that I put Breaker and the Ram Cycle back to back because they kind of go together. And I'm going to try and do that when I can. And if you're a channel member, uh, I think I only put up for the super channel, the super toy enablers. I forget, but I'm going to make it available for some people to watch it early as soon as they're done. I want to see if it helps with the algorithm being pushed out there. But either way, I'm not telling anyone they need to, but it's just um, another perk that I can hopefully give to you guys. Payne's Toy Samples has joined us. Great to have you here, Aaron. And then, oh, I missed a Roll Keeper Zup Punk Chat. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say that. And Dustin Blair saying, yes, she is so funny. Here's the whole thing. If you don't think she's funny, she will tell you how she is funny. Jeremiah, we need a classified Zap. It'll happen. I have no doubt that they will get the original 13, but they don't want to give it to everyone because, and I don't know, maybe you know this, they don't want to do that because they have to kind of wait it out, right? So many people want it, and they're like, then I'm done with the line. Well, the whole point is to keep you in the line because they want the line to survive. I know there's a lot of people that don't want the line to survive. I know there's a lot of people that have been hoping that this line dies. I mean, I couldn't imagine being that miserable that you want a line to die just because you don't like it. Dreadnought K6 is here, and Matthew Matson has joined us. And he says, it's been a rough day. Tell me about it. I scheduled this for Saturday. So I noticed, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find it. And then I realized, oh, hey, what do you know? It's, what do you know? It was scheduled for 2 days ago. Jay Astro says my debit card hopes the line dies. I think there's a lot of wives that hope the line dies also. All right, so let's talk about last week and the videos that I had put out. So the three classic videos that I did quickly, I got to the Cobras. I've been kind of waiting to see if I get any, if I can find any other accessories because I am missing some stuff. So I'm waiting on one person who might be sending me a box full of stuff and see if it helps to complete some of the collection. There's no way that I'm going to have everything. When I start looking at the price of some of these things, I just cannot. But I'm going to do my best, and I can show a lot of what has. I can still show you guys exactly the detail in these figures. And that's the whole point of it. So, Tony's Figs has joined us saying, "What's up, Punk? We have Bobby Wold. Did Lenny use that selfie series to scan your image, Leatherneck?" We're going to talk about that in a minute. And Ronnie Trickshot has joined us. Never fear, it's practically already Saturday in Australia. Yeah, I'm ready for the weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready for the weekend. So anyway, I put out the Cobra, Cobra officer, and our buddy Coco, Cobra Commander. Not the hooded one. It will eventually come. If you haven't noticed, again, not only am I doing them on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, as I mentioned, I'm going to try and do them in series. And I'm kind of going to try and do the whole series, at least everything that I have or everything that I can get my hands on to go over. And it's really just to show the detail, maybe take some people back in time. Maybe it brings back a memory or two, a better time, something that was easier when it wasn't our pocketbooks that were taking such a hit. So, and Frankie, Realm of Toys, has joined us. If you have not checked out this guy's Instagram, you should. He does some amazing photography, even if he says he only learned during the pandemic. And also, go back and watch his Thursday with a Friend because, honest to God, I had an absolute blast. I had so much fun. I think we talked for about an hour and a half after, which isn't completely unusual. I didn't have to work the next day. I remember that. Frankie, I had such a blast with you. And again, it's nothing against anyone else that I have on because I talked to a lot of people. I had fun with every single person. Dude, you kept me laughing the whole fucking time. All right. So as for the figures that I have gotten, the new figures, is I was able to finally get the 3 of the classified for the last wave. The Leatherneck, as we saw at the beginning of this, or Larry Neck, as I did not name it that. So please, before people start getting mad, I didn't call it Larry Neck. How I don't even really see the likeness as much. I see more in the Sergeant Slaughter, to be 100% honest. Xandar, and then the Saw Viper. So quickly, here's the Saw Viper. I know there's a lot of people that are not happy. They don't like it. They can't stand the saw that's actually on here. And then they hate the fact that there's a chainsaw bayonet. Again, it's a fucking toy, guys. And again, if you want to make jokes about it being that he's the landscape viper, all right, that's fine. That's cool. Hell, I would assume he's probably Mexican too. I mean, considering they're the only ones that do lawns properly. But I do know that I believe Top Fun Retro 3D Toys, they are doing some saws. This is one of them. I believe he's going to be sending me another one. So he's doing some saws. The overlay on it is so big, it really does get in the way. There's no doubt about it. He is a hard figure to pose in a good shooting spot. Maybe that's why they went with that weird ass gun. And I don't really care. I mean, a gun's a gun. It's fun. I have so many. I can do whatever I want with. Jeremiah Tubbs said, if you're Leatherneck, your daughter can be your wetsuit. That sounds wrong on so many levels. I don't think you meant it that way, but it did not come out right. All right, I'm just gonna say that. Tripwire, great to have you here. Stanley Everett says Manscaped Viper. Dude, you've waited a long time if that's what you're using to Manscaped. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, I think the Saw Vipers. I like the fact that you can modify him. I know he's actually only one. He's technically one character. So, and then look at this. Mr. Ted Darklaw. Hello, friends. Popping in for a few before bed. You know what? I'm going to give you a quick 50-second thing from the streamathon. And I'm doing this specifically because Ed wants Dopey.
Oh, hey guys, it's Mossman again.
And Dopey.
No, you're not part of this one.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome back to the Punk with Toys for Tots streamathon. So this is going on from October 25th through October 27th. We're just streaming non-stop. So we've made a whole bunch of money so far to donate for Toys for Tots, but we can still keep going. We still got some time left. So if you want to participate, you can send a super chat or a super sticker, or maybe even consider becoming a channel member. And all that money, Lawrence is going to take that and go to this really cool toy store, Sergeant Red's. He's going to buy toys, and all that's going to get donated for Toys for Tots. But anyway, we still got a whole bunch of really awesome content coming from a lot of great content creators. So let's get back to the show.
Look at this. We got Mega J jumping in here saying Mossy. So anyway, Ted, that was for you because you brought up Dopey yesterday on your show, Hella Dope Toys. Hey, I want more. I need Dopey in some of these. And to anyone else that wants a Hella Dope Toys commercial with Mossman, I have exclusive rights to it. By exclusive, I mean I asked. And then we have Xandar. I got him in. I think Xandar is actually really good. I don't think people need to modify him. I'm not a fan of his javelin gun. All right, so I put this other Top Fun retro Top Fun gun on him. I think this is working a little bit better, but I'm still kind of going. He really wants to focus in on me. I guess I put it right in front of me. But since I got a second one, I already lost the second pistol somehow. I don't know. I did a little bit of painting here with the paint pens, which I think worked really well. All right. And this blue really, I feel like it really matches the blue that was on Xandar. And I'm not one of those people that I feel the need to always have it as classic, but I really like the fact that you could see his tattoos underneath him. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Underneath him. So the tattoos really pop out really well. But this is a gridiron. I believe this is actually sent to me by Johnny Reno. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I'm waiting on your box of stuff to see if I can complete some of these retro figures or classic figures before I get to it. But I wanted something a little bit different. And since I ordered that from AliExpress and he came after Amazon, I'll make that one stick again. But yeah. And then, well, I guess the man of the hour. All right. There is Leatherneck, Larry Neck, Leather Punk, whatever you guys want to call him. I got to say this. I don't think it looks like me. But if that many people think that it does, it must. And I have to say, since everyone thinks that, let's say hi at the same time. Toys, who's jumping in right now. I got to say thank you to Lenny, if this is my likeness. And a big thank you to Tony's Figs, who did the custom Roman, who I guess the junkyard was made by Lenny also. So now I actually have myself to walk with my my doggy Roman. And no offense to Payne, your custom that you did of me sits right up there behind me, riding a skateboard. It is right there. Also, I gotta mention this. The fact that so many of you say this looks like me, And the fact that there are so many other people in the community, YouTubers, that collect this line, that fucking hate me, and to know that every time you look at this goddamn fucking figure, everyone has said that it looks like me, and you're gonna have to fucking suffer thinking, oh my god, that fucking YouTuber that I hate, he's now on my fucking shelf. It's just a perk of this. I'm just saying. So thank you to Lenny from the G.I. Joe team for doing that. I don't know. That just made me happy. Liquid Identity has joined us. Hate those new backpack packs. You know what? The hole in the back is not good. It is not that deep. Well, I guess I need to do it here.
That's what she said.
that backpack is not that deep, and it does stick out. I have found that the figures that have an overlay and this goes all the way back, when it's kind of twisting it in, if it has an overlay and you have to go through the hole into the back, they tend to stay on much better because there's a little bit of resistance. But the ones that you don't have to do that, yeah, not a huge fan of it. Shark Guy says, I'm still waiting for Lenny to confirm he bases the face sculpt on his dad. You know, somebody else said it looks like Dick Butkus, and I have to say it probably looks way more like Dick Butkus than me. Matter of fact, I don't know how people cannot see Dick Butkus after that was pointed out, but I still like the fact that everyone says it looks like me, and there's so many people out there that there's a lot of people that don't like me. There's a lot of people that fucking hate me, and it just makes me happy to know that every time they look at that figure, and since he's a pretty popular figure too, a lot are going to want him, so... Tony says, go back and read my comment. What comment? There's a whole bunch. Are you talking to me? You say cut a little off? I'm not really sure what I cut off. I mean, how far am I supposed back? Why can't you just repost it? Anyway, King Panther says, Punk, sorry about your Lions. As a Bear fan, I was pulling for the Lions, bro. Detroit fans are cool when they've come to Chi-Town here. Let's be happy. The darn Packers and Vikes are done. Okay. I'm not a Lions fan. I watch the Lions because I live in Detroit. I'm a football fan, so they are the team that I watch. They shit the bed, and the better team won. I root for them, for most of the people in the city, because we watched such horrible football for so long. But I also said this: the arrogance of the Detroit fans, not the players, nothing to do with the team, the arrogance of the fans and how they have acted, they deserve to have that happen. I'm just saying. They deserve to deal with this. And it sucks for them. I mean, it sucks for anyone because I don't think those players deserved it. I deserved it, but they were an asshole. Anyway, but they, unfortunately, the better team came in and kicked the crap out of them. No, hey, Tony and everyone else anyone that's talked to me, how many times have I said I'm not a Lions fan, even while they were doing good? All right. I am not that bandwagon fan. All right. When Michigan sucked this year, I still rooted for them. All right. When Michigan sucked, when that fucking idiot from, I don't know, he's back in his I don't know, the one they hired after, I can't think of his name, Lloyd Carr. I rooted for him. Brady Hoke, I rooted for him. Lions, gave up. And no, I don't care the score of the national championship game, because unless if someone writes and says, "Hey, a crater opened up and swallowed up both teams," I don't care who wins. I do know that if Ohio State wins, just remember you lost to Michigan, and just so people know that will hurt them more than winning the national championship championship makes them happy. Anyway, man, I'm way off topic. But hey, I've given you 36 minutes already. Uh, so, and yes, the other thing about the leatherneck is he's short, and that was pointed out to me. He is shorter than most figures. Uh, I I'll say this: I usually take a Valaverse figure, and I take them as the base figure, like the base size of what a 6-inch figure should be. And he's shorter than a like a Valaverse figure, which is about the same size as like the retro Snake Eyes, which obviously sits on the same buck as um, Stalker. So he is a little bit shorter. So I say thank you very much. Okay, so Tony's Figs says, I tried my shoulder holster on without a shirt. Fucking not happening. Ouch. I try my. Why are we trying to shoulder holster on without a shirt? Like, dude. Wow. So Tony's trying a shoulder holster on. Is that Tony? Do you have moobs right now? Do you have man boobs? So your holster is your man bra? I mean, it's okay, dude. It's okay. Oh, because of Xandar. Okay. See, if you would have just reposted that, it would have worked out way better because now we're way off. So thank you to Tony for derailing this whole entire show. It's maybe Tony wanted to be like Rambo. All right. Oh, Mega J, yeah, says now you got to buy some marine. Well, I have the cover. I might wear the cover for a short bit at Joe Fest. I can't see myself wearing. Although I do have these sweet ass grenades, and he has grenades, and I'm like, how can I strap the grenades to myself if I walk around with the cover? There are some people I know that I could ask how to strap explosives to myself, but I'm not going to. Anyway, see, if you wonder why, if I had my daughter on Thursday with a friend, if I crack myself up, you can only imagine what my child does for her own thing. And Tony, yes, Tony's saying my pictorials are nice. Yeah, that's like someone who tells you that they're a nice person. No, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, okay, sure you are. Johnny Reno says tape them to your nipples. It sounds like that's what Tony's going to be doing. So maybe I'll send Tony an extra hand grenade so he can tape them to his nipples for Joe Fest. Andrew Taylor saying, pro tip, do not strap on grenades for a con. After the whole Punisher thing, they get jumpy. Okay. But they're so cool, and they say, well, I guess I don't want, you know what, maybe I don't need my name attached to someone's grenade. All right, so let's get to thank yous. So I want to say thank you to David Speck, also known as Toy Optics, for Thursday with a Friend. If you haven't watched last Thursday with a Friend, I have to say this. That whole show was created for exactly that. I've seen Dave, I've seen Speck on A Toy Kind of Mood, and him and I have chatted. I knew very little about him. I had no idea that he was a military brat, that he moved around. He lived in Germany for like over 5 years, right? My whole idea with when I started that show was you see people in the chat and you wonder what the hell is their story. What the hell is their story? What do they do? Are they really into toys? And what do they collect? That was like the whole idea, man. And I thought that episode pretty much really encompassed everything that I wanted. I'm not saying other ones haven't, but that was truly one of those ones where I had no idea. Um, and there weren't any mental breaks that we had to break down. Weren't any mental things that we all had to break down later on in it. So it definitely made it a little bit easier for me. I want to say thank you to Oz for the clubhouse. He has also made me an admin there, so I now have the same admin powers. Technically, I could go live on his channel right now. I don't think he could do anything about it. But then technically, Matthew could go live on here, and I can't do anything about it. But thank you to Oz. And Oz, I cannot add chairs without upgrading the service to the $90. And I'm not going to do that because as much as I want to have Ed, I only get 2 chairs, and Matthew already has one. Come on, dude. I mean, StreamYard, you jacked up our rates. Why can't you give me... Hell, let me buy an extra chair for $5 or whatever, so I can have a second admin or a third admin, whatever I want. But it's kind of bullshit, especially for what we're paying. So GI Bro says that was a great show. Thank you. King Panther says Punk tomorrow Mattel Origins Motu Real Blast goes on sale and is a must-have for me, and I can't wait to display him next to my Wild Bill. And that Xandar is my favorite classified figure of 2025 so far. Oh, so you didn't get Leatherneck is what you're saying. Just like Hella Dope Toy says, put in what your favorite toy store is. But if you don't put Hella Dope Toys, then we're probably just going to delete it. I'm just going to delete comments that don't say that Leatherneck is their number 1 figure of the year, since everyone says that it looks like me. King Panther's like, fuck you, you're an asshole. I'm out of here. Okay, and then this Thursday, tune in because it might be the last time I'm live. It might be the last day I have a channel. War Chest Full of Toys is going to be my guest. And War Chest has been in the chat numerous times. I saw him for the first time on Pop Blender's channel. And you never know what you're going to get when you haven't seen someone live, right? You don't know how they're going to be, how you can interact with them, if it's like pulling goddamn fucking teeth to get an answer out of them. Not this guy. He can talk. He also could easily kill your channel, but he has promised that he won't. But he's a very interesting person. He's done a lot, and he's one of those people that he kind of tells a story, and he has all these stories. And I know we won't get to every story. And you're almost like, dude, no one can have that many stories. But when you start to hear them, you can tell when someone is being is honest, they're real, and they've actually experienced them, and not someone that just always has to one up everyone else and be better. Beardy McBearderson is here. Leatherneck comes up a little short for me, as he should. Come to Joe Fest and you'll find out exactly how short they come up. But yeah. So anyway, he's going to be my guest. I'm excited for it, for sure. And I got to address someone that was on a toy kind of mood he was in the chat on last Wednesday. And I don't know who this is. His name is Mother Slug. And he kept talking about the Thunder Machine and how, Hasbro's already confirmed it, but we haven't heard anything about it. And it's going to be in Target. If you're going to listen to people, you got to listen to what they say. There has never been confirmation of a Thunder Machine. Never. All right? What was said was it was asked to Lenny at San Diego Comic-Con, I believe it was, and he said, it's something that we would not have to do as a HasLab. They never said they were going to do it. It's Chad, about a year ago or so, or close to that, talked about leaks, that he had confirmation that there was a Thunder Machine coming, and some other stuff that has never been confirmed. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying it's never been confirmed, and it certainly has not from it certainly has not been confirmed from Hasbro. So before you go on shows and channels, you go on Facebook or whatever, just make sure you're not spreading bullshit. And don't argue with people when someone says, if it's been confirmed, post a link. It's not been confirmed. It just, I'm not saying it's not coming. I'm not saying that they're not working on it, but never has it been said that they were going to do it. Do I think they're going to? I do. Lenny is a huge Dreadnought guy, and if he gets his way, he definitely wants to do it. I believe it will be at a higher price point than $100. But it hasn't been confirmed. So please don't go around spreading rumors like that shit. If you heard from a reliable source, awesome. But until it can actually be confirmed, or there's something that is, say, hey, you know what? I've heard this is coming. But when someone asks you, hey, you know what? That wasn't confirmed. And when you fight and say it has, and they say, well, then post a link. You need to post a link, or just fucking, it's called shit or get off the pot, right? So, and we see this all the time. I see this all the time in the different communities. They run with stuff, and again, we all remember the confirmation of the Target exclusive Trouble Bubble with Dr. Mindbender that ended up being a crock of shit. Well, again, post a link of something official where someone saw it, or just stop and say, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I heard them wrong. It's not a problem. All right. Because you're not saying that they're wrong, and neither am I. There's a good possibility it's going to happen, but I'm not going to sit there and say and post lies or say lies like, hey, yeah, Hasbro's confirmed it. They haven't. Of course, they'll probably leak tomorrow or something, but that's a whole other story. Machine Man says, well, Devil's Advocate, it may have been a good Hasbro data at the time, but companies change all the time. I'm assuming you're talking about the Thunder Machine. Well, they've never said it. That's all that I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It's more than likely to happen. There's one Dreadnought vehicle that people want. I mean, and once they do it, if it does well, they know they can just repaint the Ram Cycle and the Vamp. Killa has joined us saying, hello, Lawrence. Ohio State is kicking Notre Dame's ass. I don't care. They still lost to Michigan. Viper Scout says, Emily mentioned Ice Cream Soldier, so he's in the next wave, right? Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it works, Viper Scout. Exactly how it works. But yeah, I just, and this guy, and I don't know him. I've never seen him before. He's in a toy kind of mood, and Spec continue to ask him, saying, post a link to where you saw it. That's you can't confirm something or say something's confirmed and then you don't give proof, right? I think I've shown everyone about what fucking proof is, right? Show your proof. Will R saying, think we have to get through the All Striker first. I mean, at least that had an early photo leak by Hasbro. Exactly. Unless if you're looking at that, and you think that is the Thunder Machine and that was what you posted, I mean, I can show you exactly. I can go grab one of many All Strikers that I have and be like, look, this is an All Striker. Because some people did think that was the Thunder Machine. Not even close. Not even close to it. I have mixed feelings about Ohio State winning. If Ohio State wins, it means they keep the Just for Men coach who can't beat Michigan. and they can't fire him, which is absolutely awesome. And he's losing a ton of players, and he's got to come to Michigan. And God knows that guy has a mental block against Michigan. So good for them. Just remember, you also lost to Michigan. And I'm telling you right now, that bothers them more than winning the national championship. So anyway, and she's here.
They just banned Uncrustables.
Okay, I don't even know what that means.
The sandwiches.
Okay.
The little sandwiches you can buy. They
All right.
want crust. They just banned them.
All right, so I guess it wasn't the daughter, it was the boy. So they banned Uncrustables or Crustables or whatever they are. All right. It's almost like I'm not doing a show. They just come on in. Anyway, yeah, dad moment. Exactly. Like, I swear. Okay. And then last, I've already given you guys 52 minutes, or you guys have given me 52 minutes of your hard-earned time. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. You are surprised at how many people get unsubscribed, or maybe you're not subscribed because you thought you were. Don't forget, there are Uncrustables are, you don't have kids. They're they're awesome. It's like a peanut butter and jelly, and there's no crust. They're just like mashed together. Stanley Everhart says, "Pull Uncrustables, frozen or thawed." I don't know, Matthew. Can you do another poll? 90% don't know who Olivia is. I assume if you don't know who my daughter is, you're new to the channel. The fact that she hasn't joined yet is kind of shocking. Dude, but you gotta have Pop-Tarts have gotta have the frosting on it, right? I mean, but I'm with you. Raw Pop-Tarts, they're awesome. So, Frank Dumania says Woody 222 is going to be pissed now. Why, does he like them? And not Rachel has joining us. You're not watching Up with Uncrustables. And Kiwi GI Customs and Collectibles. Hey, mate, how's it going? Hey, you never got back with me about doing a stream, man. So hit me up when you get a second. First tape measures now Uncrustables. The world is doomed. No, it was rulers. I said we didn't have rulers. No, we have rulers. Lots of rulers. I have lots and lots of rulers. And Herman jumping in here saying, "Hey, y'all, you have to get that plastic mold and make Uncrustables at home way more affordable." Yeah, it's not that difficult. Do you guys remember the peanut butter and jelly that was already pre-mixed together? Because God forbid you have to mix the two. I can remember being a kid and making peanut butter and jelly, and you always struggled getting the jelly out because you use the knife to spread the butter, and then you use a knife to get the jelly out. And then my mom said, "Why don't you just use a fork or use a spoon?" And yes, that made a lot more sense. So you use a spoon to get the jelly out, and then you spread it. A lot easier, right? Here comes the Mexican here. Butter on a tortilla is the only way to go. Goober, yes, that the name of it makes you not want to have it. Tripwire says, so do you keep it in the fridge or the cupboard after you kept it in the fridge, which made it really hard to scoop the peanut butter out. Viper Scout says, just got Super 7 comparing him to my comic pack version, definitely skinnier. And the mold isn't as detailed. He is taller, and I like the colors better, and the snakes on his shoulders are great. Okay, well, there's some. I've only seen one of those reaction pluses uh, in the stores, which is crazy. So, at the same time, Toy says there is no spoon. Oh, once you use a spoon, if you haven't, it's a lifesaver. um, J Solo Arts Uncrustables being banned is not true. It is a post from a parody account. Well, again, he's 18, and all they know is what they see on the internet. So, J Solo Arts, I think you're wrong. It can't be on the internet if it's not true. Go see the Thunder Machine take. um, um, Jeremiah Tubb says, "Do you think we might get cartoon version of Lady J?" Yeah, that's what they're leaning into. I kind of thought that they were gonna stay away from figures we already had, but seeing Duke, Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander, Bat, it looks like they're going to do 2 figures that we already have, but the cartoon version, and then they're probably going to do 2 obscure versions, or figures that we never had, or ones that are just way off the cusp. So, Ben Menhuza says, "My cousins swear by mayo on a tortilla." Mayo is absolutely awful. Should not be put on anything. And if it went away and just blown off the planet, I wouldn't care. As long as peas went first, because peas are way worse. Lone Dragon here says, "It has to be true if it's on the internet. Still waiting for that Mindbender with Trouble Bubble." Yeah, we already discussed that. Jastro says, "Justin, Thunder Machine and Crossbows both banned in USA." You left off Hooded Cobra Commander. All right, so if you're following the channel and you want to support the channel, and hey, I don't have money to give to be super chats. I don't have money to be a channel member. All cool, but you still buy toys. So please, what you got to do is you got to go to Hella Dope Toys, man, right? And you can use my code APWT. So what we're going to do right now is, we're going to give you our first Moss Man commercial.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
Moss Man, what are you doing back here?
Oh, you see, so Skeletor, he had to go to the grocery store. He had to go buy more barbecue Pringle chips. And so he's put me in charge here for a little bit. In charge of y'all. He said, "Man, Moss Man, I have to go to the grocery store, so I need to put you in charge of Snake Mountain."
Yes, that's Skeletor. That's Skeletor, right?
Skeletor said since I was in charge, I could use the credit card and maybe go online and buy some action figures for myself.
Oh, some action figures sound kind of nice.
Yes. Maybe we can go to Big Bad.
Yeah, Beastman, we don't say that around here. We go to HellDopeToys.com. They have the best prices in town, and they ship everything in one business day. One business day, Beastman. That means I buy it, and it comes to my house super fast, and they pack it all real nice. So when I go to do my YouTube reviews for my 5 subscribers, I'll be like, "Oh, look at this minty fresh package box that I got from HelloDopeToys.com." So what are we waiting for, y'all? Let's go get that credit card and head on over to HelloDopeToys.com right now before they run out of all the good stuff.
All right, so be sure to head over to Hella Dope Toys, use code APWT, and you get 10% off your entire order. That means if it's in stock or pre-order, no one else does the pre-order with 10% off. I mean, really, you can't get a better deal. And if it's an independent line, you're probably going to get it pretty damn quick. And if you're not in a rush and you want to save some money, it is a great way to do it. It helps support the channel and everything that we do. And it, more than anything, it helps support Ted and Aaron, who do a great job. True Star Screamer says, "No mail, dude. You need to get away from the Miracle Whip and try the good stuff." All right, so let me explain this. I don't even absolutely hate the taste of mayonnaise. I hate the texture of it. I don't think it should be on anything. It is slimy. It is nasty. I hate it. I can't explain it. It's not as bad as peas because I absolutely hate peas, and so does my daughter. We could do a 3-hour stream on how much we hate peas. So anyway, woo. Okay. Also, if you're at Entertainment Earth, if you use the code APUNK, APUNK, you'll get 10% off anything in stock. A lot of the stuff is free shipping, and there's a lot of stuff that they have that Hella Dope Toys does not have. As a matter of fact, all these all the toy stores that are getting this wave of GI Joe, they're coming from Entertainment Earth. So as soon as they get done shipping out to them, they should start shipping out to everyone that ordered. So that's probably the next place you're going to be able to get them from if you haven't gotten them yet. All right. So 1 hour down. Dude, I didn't think I had that much to talk about, but damn. I guess we'll talk about a little bit of toy news. And we get straight into McFarlane Toys. And what do they have for us here? Hey, here's Crimson Cobra Commander joining us. Great to have you here. And then we have Power Girl. This one is for Tony. Tony was just whining about Power Girl. And then this was a few weeks ago. And then a couple days later, Power Girl was shown off. I think this is a really good looking figure. From what I know about Power Girl, she should be a little bit more well endowed. But other than that, I think this is a really good looking figure. We haven't seen all the solicitation pictures of this. This probably means it's on the shelves at Target right now. Maybe some of you already have it. I'm just not paying attention. Then we got this Green Lantern. Yeah, no, this sucks. This figure does absolutely nothing for me. If you like it, awesome. Go pick it up. I think McFarlane does a pretty good job of sometimes hiding in these promotional pictures, his shortcomings when it comes to gaps in the articulation and different things like that. But not a fan of this. I think there's enough really good lanterns, good Green Lanterns out there. This to me is not one. I don't like this figure. I don't like the way this figure looks. But I'm not a DC comic fan either. Hey, True Star Screamer, we're gonna get to talk, and I forget. I caught you on. Were you on? I think you were on Figure Fight Club the other day, and you showed all your stuff. So I know you are. Yes, you have issues. You're also gonna be another perfect one for the show. And then we have the Captain Cold, which I think this figure looks really good. I don't know if he's comic accurate, but everything I see about this figure, I just like the design of him. Again, I think this is one of those things that, the thing that everyone, dude, issues. Oh, this is going to be, hey, we're adults collecting toys. We all have a bunch of issues. I think this figure looks really good. If this figure was not a 7-inch scale, man, he could fit in so well with your GI Joes for the snow. It's just, man, it's very disappointing. Snow Wolf says nice face sculpt. I agree. I was thinking the same thing. He does kind of look like a blow dryer. And look, here comes War Chest full of toys. Captain Cold looks cool as shit and should have an amazing blast effect. And like I said, this will be my guest this Thursday and possibly my last day on YouTube. I don't think so. I think he's going to be on his best behavior, which I don't know how good that is. All right. And then we got 911 as a joke here. Flavor Flav. I got to say, I always loved Public Enemy. It was one of those bands that it was one of the rap bands I really, really liked. I never had a problem with Flavor Flav. I mean, yeah, he was just a hype man. Let's be honest. Chuck D he's what Public Enemy is. But without Flavor Flav and the clocks and jumping around and every now and then singing a verse, and I think he sings a little bit more on Fight the Power. He opened up some chicken restaurants here in Michigan. I think 3 of them. And he's literally named Flavor Flav, something like that. And no, this is not a racist joke. I can't make this shit up. That he opened up some chicken. But they didn't stay open for more than a few weeks because he didn't pay any of his employees. And someone might say, well, that wasn't him. I don't know. What I know is that he put his name on it, and there were people that got screwed out of paychecks. So I don't have a lot of respect for him doing stuff like that. And it sucks, man. It does. But there's a Flavor Flav with a giant clock, and he's something weird. Shark Eyes says the sad thing about Flavor Flav is that his camp actually approved this likeness. Is there a Bridget Nielsen, Red Sonja? Pair them up. So Adam, what am I missing on his likeness? I don't think it's that bad. I mean, truly is I mean, I don't know. He doesn't really need a microphone because he doesn't really speak that much. I should give him an extra clock rather than a microphone. I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. Does he have gold teeth? That's hard to tell. But again, no nose ring. So Shark Guy says all those iconic PE videos and photos to choose from, and that's the avenue they went down. Lame. Well, it might be what he wanted. Maybe that's what he thinks more of himself now, and he did always wear those weird helmets like that. So, Gun Bunny says, watch the roast of Flavor Flav. Greg Giraldo is hilarious. That's not Public Enemy era Flavor Flav, which was my point. Okay, well, it also doesn't say Public Enemy on it. So maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe they couldn't get approved. For it being Public Enemy, because that's not the Public Enemy logo, is it? And I'm asking. I'm not pointing it out. I'm asking. That's not the Public Enemy logo. So maybe they couldn't get that. So that's the reason why they didn't go with that. Anyway, if you want Flavor Flav, you can have it. He might be life size too because he's really short. Mafax will be dropping a Killmonger. I do not like Michael B. Jordan as an actor, so I don't really care for him as an action figure. I did like the first 2 Apollos. The third one was absolutely awful. I just never been a big fan of his. And this likeness is not that likeness, I guess you can say. But this is going to be coming as part of the Infinity Saga. I was listening to Robo today or yesterday, whatever. He was talking about the Black Panther one and how it scales really well. So he said that he's probably going to be picking this up. So if it's something that you're into, go get it. And Clint Jorgensen is joining us saying, any truth to the rumor that Geraldo is being released next? I don't know. Johnny Reno says, don't Chuck D and Flavor Flav no longer get together? There was all this stuff that they broke up and he started it, and then they said, we never kicked you out of the band. And I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You throw money at these bands, and they'll do like reunion tours together. I know Hall and Oates don't get along. Daryl Hall and John Oates, they no longer get along. So, Jeremiah tells because Rocky wasn't in Creed, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But, and they said Sylvester Stallone asked him. He said, don't do this movie. He told them not to do it. That movie was awful. Creed 3 was awful. It was so predictable. It was just, dude, it was a bad movie. It was one of those ones that I was mad that I felt the need to finish just because I had started it. No, Pippen and Jordan don't get along either. No, they don't. No, they don't. I just read where Pippen says he would have won 6 championships without Jordan. And all the comments were like, well, then why didn't he win 1 without him? Yes. Jay Astor says, are you saying Hall and Oates are out of touch? For the record, it is not Hall and Oates. They are called Daryl Hall and John Oates. The band is not called Hall and Oates. And the only reason why I know it is because one of them was on a station and they were talking about it. And they're like, everyone says Hall and Oates. We were never Hall and Oates. We were always Daryl Hall and John Oates. Matter of fact, it was John Oates that was talking about it. But no one knows them like that. Everyone knows them as Hall and Oates. But anyway, if you want this not real Michael Jordan, you can go get it. All right, NECA. And this is the Howling, I believe. I know a lot of people are really excited for this figure because they have been able to get, damn it, I'm looking at things and I was like, I wanted to point some things out. Figures. We'll talk about it at the end. I'm sorry. So I know a lot of people were happy, or a lot of people were excited. It seems a lot of people are like werewolves now, and a lot of people want the Operation Monster Force ones. So people are excited for this one, and I haven't really seen anything else on it, so I'm not sure how it's going to scale. But the werewolves, I know for Operation Monster Force, are really large, and hopefully these will kind of maybe be a little bit smaller because people aren't that happy with them if they're going to use that in it. But NECA also don't seem to have the greatest articulation other than the what seem to be now the defunct gargoyles. So hopefully hopefully this will fix if that's something that I'm saying if that is something that people want. The Collecting Brothers has joined us. What about Garfunkel and Oates? Did Oates do something with Garfunkel? I mean it. Like, I know Hall and Oates, or I'm sorry, Daryl Hall and John Oates. I gotta correct myself. If I just said it, I should probably. My mom loved Hall and Oates, so I absolutely loved Hall and Oates. Stanley Everhart says someone screen grab an MTV Hall and Oates title card for Punk. Hey, it's what I always called it. I'm telling you what John Oates said. Collecting Brother says they are epic. I used to blast. This party took a turn for the douche when I wanted people to leave my parties. Jack Pro says, I used to think it was hauling oats. I want to say this, so off topic. We should do a show. I should have some of the guys on, and we should do a show of things that we used to think were called something that we just completely misheard. There's always something that pops in your head afterwards, but there's so many words or groups, bands, songs that you thought it said something, and then when you heard what it was, you went, "Wow!" But I like hauling oats. um, and then this just dropped, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure. I'm not sure if this is a re-release or not. If you guys know, please let me know. Brick wants me got busy and missed it. Go back to talk Flavor Flav. Not too much to talk about him. Yeah, boy. My Leatherface was just a weird fucking, what a creepy fucking movie, man. Like, honest to God, a creepy fucking movie. So, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I mean, a really, really long time. And here's all of his accessories. And I will continue to, reiterate it. NECA gives you some of the best accessories. So look at all this stuff. And I can see people buying this just to put in their classified display, their Operation Monster Force display, obviously their NECA display. The only chainsaw, I feel like I have another chainsaw. I feel like I got a chainsaw somewhere other than my NECA Bruce Campbell chainsaw, the Ash chainsaw. Jeremiah Tubb says the movie with Jessica Biel was god awful. Yeah, but Jessica Biel is fucking hot, man. There's something about girls with the name Jessica. Jessica and Jennifer, man. Like, I know we discussed that. I know we went down to Jennifer. I think we talked about Jessica at the same time. But anyway, look at all these different accessories. And again, maybe someone wants to recreate that scene of, is it the Dreadnoks torturing Cobra Commander in the new G.I. Joe comic? So, but anyway, all these different accessories. And then we get this dude from The Mummy. This will come as a shock to some people, but I have never seen The Mummy. I can honestly say it's not something that's ever really interested me. Never piqued my attention or anything. So anyway. But he's a decent looking figure. When I was looking at this though, I was looking at the arms and how they articulate there. And I don't feel like, maybe it's because I don't have that many NECA figures that aren't gargoyles. But I feel like they normally don't have the detail or where you can see the articulation right there, which makes me think it probably has a little bit more articulation than some of these other figures, which is a good thing. I mean, you guys have kind of heard me, discuss that in the past when it comes to Mythic Legions and how, you don't buy them for the articulation, although it looks like they are starting to change them. Brick, I agree. Like, I know nothing about this. I know the character. Like, I've seen him before, and I'm with you. I think this looks really good. And that's one thing most of the NECA figures, I think, really do. I think they do a pretty good job with most of their sculpts. And this one, I think they knocked it out of the park. But, looking here, when you're looking at, the arms here, it looks like it may have more articulation than a lot of the other ones. Bobby Wolf says, you're too busy watching Buffy to have a chance to watch The Mummy. You would think that as much as like this, the Buffy and the Angel, that we would watch more horror stuff, even though I know Buffy and that stuff's not a horror. It does fit, and I like vampires and I like zombies, and I don't know why this doesn't pique my interest because something like this should. I don't like horror, you know. Like I like suspense like this though. Um, Same time, Toy says better bend those elbows. Yeah, it looks like it. And then we have the obviously he changes. Again, I've never seen this, so I can't tell you if this is accurate, but I would assume that it is. But either way, I think everything on this looks pretty good. But all in all, a pretty good looking figure. You know, tilted head and his little hat. I don't think I got a picture of the accessories. But you do have the map. Maybe there were. Maybe there just weren't that many. So, but if you're interested and you like horror or suspense, whatever you want to call it, this is for you. And you got to love having a map, right? So, you know, a lot of pictures here. So I guess it gets some. Maybe it looks like it bends a little bit more. It's not an awful bend. Those Bruce Campbells, which I don't even have around here, I don't think anymore. They are awful. They just have such bad articulation, and they do awesome photography that make it look like they're supposed to be good, and they're just not. So, yeah. So here's everything that he comes with. He comes with the map and a couple other things. Pretty light on accessories for what NECA normally gives you. But that map is, come on. I mean, who doesn't want a good map in their G.I. Joe display, right? Hawk explaining how they're going to attack Cobra or maybe Cobra Commander, trying to explain it. But yeah. And then we get this fall geek out. So we have Nosferatu, which who would have thought that this guy would be making such a comeback? I swear, like you get NECA and Mezco, they tend to do figures around the same time. Good looking figure, much cheaper than what the Mezco is going to be. That is for sure. So maybe you want to save a couple bucks. Maybe you're just like, hey, I need this figure. I need a black and white version. There you go. It's going to be in the fall geek out, which only means that it is available at Target for a short bit of time, and then it'll be everywhere. And even looking at this guy, it looks like he has an over 90-degree arm bend at the elbow. So that's, I don't want to say it's impressive because it's really not. All these action figures should be doing that. So, but I don't know, man. I'm looking at this, and I if you're really into this, I could see why you go for the Mezco. But if you're just like, I need this figure for a Halloween display, I think getting the NECA version probably for $35 is well worth it compared to the $115, I believe, that the Mezco is. And here's everything it comes with. Now, people probably get it just for the soft goods. Same time, Toy says, I need the accessories. If NECA just did a pack of accessories, that stuff would sell like crazy. So, Andrew Taylor says, saw Nosferatu at Target today. Looks okay, but not great. I'm leaning Mezco. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that the Mezco should look better. I'm just saying, if you're not like a huge fan and you're like, hey, I just want one I'm going to use it for Halloween, this works. I don't think we don't always need to be going absolutely crazy with $100 figures, unless it's something you absolutely love. And when people, in my Mezco reviews of the G.I. Joes, and they're like, the classified one is just fine for $25. Hey, I never said it wasn't. I like to, have both versions, and I'm willing to pay that. And I understand not everyone is, and nor should everyone be willing to. Over $100 for an action figure is, it's just fucking pricey. Liquid Identity says vampires and werewolves. Oh my. um, okay. Whew. Man, oh man. I'm talking a lot already. So there was a live stream. Is it just me, or are like, why has there not been a Joe live stream? I don't have a problem with the other brands getting live streams. I will say this: there's all these rumors about Hasbro losing the Marvel Legends property, the line, but they're pushing out a lot of products. So I don't know if they're just trying to do a rush to get out as much product as they can, because once it's shown, if it's like the Fortnite deal, they are able to sell it until it's done. But they're putting a lot of effort into it. It seems a lot more effort, even the way they talk about it, starting a new line. It doesn't seem like they're losing this line. And again, if Hasbro can't afford the license, who the fuck can afford the license other than Mattel and actually survive? Don't tell me McFarlane can. And I don't think anyone wants. People want Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, like Marvel Legends. There's nobody saying, give me a fucking Captain America that's like the DC multiverse. But anyway, there was this live stream. And for the most part, I was pretty impressed by it. I know there are a lot of Brick Something toy rumors. You know what? Something I just thought of. I need to write this down so I can hopefully remember. I don't want to give it away, and then someone else will be doing it on their next live stream, and I'll be like, "Oh, hey, look, that was my idea." Anyway, I've already heard people, they're complaining, they're bitching. If you don't like some of the figures because you've already got it, don't fucking buy it, right? It's really that simple. And I know Brick is probably like, you mean like when you go off on Super 7? I think I go off on Super 7 for other reasons. Anyway, Mo2 Guru has joined us. Hey, Punk, what's up? All right. Marvel Legends. Whatever the idea is, I'm doing it this Sunday. Well, if you put a few things together, you might be able to figure out exactly what it is. Because you're the one that just gave me the idea for it. I'll probably never do it and completely forget. That's why I wrote it down. Anyway, they talked about finishing the Spider-Man villains from the movies. And here you go. This is Electro with the big star on his face. And I think it looks pretty close to what we had or what he was in the movie. I will admit that was not my favorite movie that they did of Spider-Man. I thought the ending scene when I thought the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone was amazing. They were a perfect Peter and Stacy Gwen. And the way she died was absolutely amazing. They nailed it the way it should have been. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie was not that good. But a lot of people want this figure. Looks a little bit, I mean, at least in this picture, it looks a little bit chunkier than Jamie Foxx has ever been, for sure. But maybe that's just be due to everything that it's on. Maybe it's the angle of this picture. Lots of electricity. And again, this is the Marvel Studios Spider-Man. So if you are one of those fans that needed it, well, it's going to be available soon. And have fun with it. But again, a good looking figure. It doesn't look like there's a there's no Jamie Foxx head, so that's probably a way to get around the likeness issues. So you never have to pay royalties on it. You have the rights to do it from what was this? No Way Home, right? Is that it? So, am I? Wait, am I mixing up my? Well, actually, I'm mixing up my characters, aren't I? This is actually from the other one, isn't it? This is actually from the ones that are produced by. This is No Way Home. Man, I really got them screwed up. So this one's actually from the Marvel Universe. All right. But again, a decent looking figure. It almost looks like he could be a military style figure if you popped off that head. I will say this, their hands don't have trigger fingers, so you can use a little bit of, you can use some of the Monster Force hands if you have them. Probably have to use a little bit of sticky tack to peg them in, and then they'll be perfectly fine. So there you go. That is your Electro. Now we get to her. Why am I having a complete blank? Jean Grey, right? And I know a lot of people were waiting for this. This one is on a vintage card. These hands, I believe we've gotten numerous times. It is on the new super articulated buck, they call it. And I gotta say, I believe Tony and I have talked about this in the past. These female figures, in my opinion, are really, really good. And Same Time Toys has either been watching Robo or is a huge comic fan. Robo actually points it out in his latest rewind that the card art has boots, but the figure doesn't. Man, see, you guys, I think you guys nitpick a little bit too much. With that said, I also don't know the character from the comic all that well. So, but both same time, both. But I think this figure looks really good. I think this female buck that they use is a really good buck, and it really is a buck that when you look at it, it can be a superhero suit, or it could be something that is on Black Widow, because I think it is the Black Widow suit also. I don't know where Black Widow is. She's up there, so I can't get her. But yeah, so I think it's that same buck, and that is a wonderful, wonderful buck. Machine Man says the no boots might be intentional to reuse the body. Yeah, but they could just paint them. Because when you look at the boots here, all you have to do is paint it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have an actual boot. But it would be nice to have a boot cut on it. And I think that's kind of what they were getting at. So she does have, well, it's for her psychic powers, but it kind of looks like something attacking her head or coming out of her head. There's no doubt about that. Yes, they saved a fortune by not sculpting boots. Now Hasbro can live to make another figure. But again, everything about these figures, about this buck, I just think it's a really good sculpt. I just think they do a wonderful job. They show you a lot of the different sculpts that you can get. If you don't have, if you have a figure that can fly or that does a lot of jumping and you don't have the Hasbro Pulse flight stands, it's $15 for 3 of them. They are the best ones that I've used, that is for sure. Jay Astro, she has an Excedrin headache. The most used accessory ever coming up. Every wife is going to be like, I need that figure so I can just point to you and let you know why we can't have sex tonight. But there you go. And they got the masked head with like the hair flowing out from the back. So again, good sculpt, good looking figure, and it's one that I know a lot of people want. It's not something I collect. I doubt that I'll pick this up. But either way, I'm glad people are getting some stuff that they want. And then you have, this, I don't know, this little creepy thing. I think there's some adult toys that look similar to that too for one. Are you here, Thanos? I think there are some adult toys that women use that are like that. Brick Something says X Factor was the first X comic series I could buy starting from number 1. This era was good times, good looking figure. Yeah, I agree. And then Lilith is joining us saying they certainly got better at sculpting hair on these figures. Yeah, I agree. Wings suck, but all right. And on to the new Marvel Legends series or wave or whatever it is. I completely forgot this guy's name. What's this guy's name, everyone? Please, in the chat, tell me. I don't know why he has the Sorceress's bow staff, but he does. These are good bucks, but again, showing you that they can just take a buck and it's basically in a bodysuit. Adam Warlock, thank you very much. Dennis Leary. It does kind of look like Dennis Leary. Jacob from... I don't see it, and I know who Jacob is. I don't see it. But good try. Bo, I kind of see Bo Duke though. Okay. But again, these are good bucks. Hasbro, it's time. Time to start phasing out the plastic capes and start going with some cloth capes. If McFarlane can do it, then you guys can definitely do it too. But anyway, Adam Warlock here with his Sorceress from Motu staff. It looks like it, right? I mean, yeah, you might as well give him the Havoc staff. But you know how these figures pose, and they're really... Imagine that with a soft goods cape. Imagine this picture with a soft goods cape. Oh, dude, you know what? You're talking about Fred, aren't you? Kind of looks like the bad guy from Cobra, Fred. You know, you just gave a whole bunch of people a reason to buy this figure because you are dead on. Tony's fix that Sorceress is his half. And haven't got to hear it. I haven't worked on the new one yet, but
welcome to the creamery.
Pop Blender saying a member for 14 months. I am working on fucking Phil Collins as being people that post how long they've been a member from. I meant to have Olivia do it, and I completely forgot. And Tony says he's passing. I actually didn't mean to hit that. Delilah says, you'd rather him take He-Man or Man-at-Arms furry undies instead. I didn't say anything about that. All right. So he looks like he comes with the Infinity Gauntlet along with the Infinity Gauntlet book. Now, this seems to have upset a few people. And I heard people bitching about we don't need these comics and stuff like that. I have been saying, and I'm not saying they're listening to this stream, but hopefully they are. Hopefully someone said, hey, you know what? This guy was kind of talking about it. What have I been saying about Marvel Legends? Sometimes there's just not accessories to really give. So start giving little things. A coffee cup, a binder, a comic book. This is world building. Like this, again, this can be used with your G.I. Joe, with your Valivers, with your Operation Monster Force, right? This, obviously your Marvel Legends. It's just something that is sitting there, right? I think this is awesome. And it's not plastic, it's not paper, it's on plastic. So it's printed on it. Again, I know people probably bitch about that, but this is the type of stuff that I think is awesome. And you have a 3D printed desk, or maybe you go get one of those cheap Amazon desks, the wrestling desks, they're on Amazon, and use that. And just you kind of throw one or two of them up there. So I just want to say I think it's awesome. The list says if the comic opened up would be awesome. Yeah, it doesn't though. It doesn't. Bill K is joining us. Great to have you here. And then they give you a hand to hold it. I believe they talked about giving a hand to hold it. Or maybe they can just have it so... I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Anyway, I just like this. I like this idea. I think it's actually pretty cool. So, Clint Jorgensen says, give us anime's dentures. We aren't asking for the world. So there he is reading the comic, which is kind of weird. I guess you should know what's going to happen. Brick something says, but the comic isn't world building here. I'm not complaining, but it does feel kind of throwaway, like McFarlane trading cards. It's just cheapo feeling. Why isn't it world building? And I mean that. I've been saying you give little trinkets, little things, a coffee cup. You can't do a cigar, but that would be awesome for Wolverine. Just do little things like that you start using in backgrounds. And that's your world building. And that's my opinion. Maybe you completely disagree. I think the comic is something that you can have on a desk, right? I have desks that I have 3D printed and different things like that. And so you're just gonna kind of have it on there in the background when you're taking pictures and stuff. I mean, it's not an X mansion, obviously. So, but again, like those are little things I thought would be really cool just to do. Jeremiah Tubbs says, I'd give it to my bazooka to read in my Joe display. You mean Doc? Doc was the one that was reading comics, if I'm correct. But bazooka can too. I mean, lots of people read comics. All right, so then we have this Dakin, one of Wolverine's sons, that has a creepy claw that comes from underneath. Yeah, it's just creepy. And it really looks like the Wolverine that we've already gotten. I guess I have two Wolverines, but... And it's hard to do pictures, how the claws come off. From the angle, they look like the plastic is all out of sorts, but it probably makes sense to be 100% honest. But yeah, if you like this figure, if you're into, I believe this is part of the Dark Adventure. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Dakin. Dakin. Okay, so Dakin, not Dakin. Dakin. Is that good? 3-star says, so from a pic it looks like Shocker Wolverine. I know. No, it's not the band Dokken. Then Lilith says, I could see Deadpool with comic book of himself, and you could do something great, funny photography with it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's again, these are just cool little things that you can do, and I don't understand why people get so mad about things. I want to talk like I've never gotten mad. He does have the unmasked head, which is a mohawk. I'll complain about this. I really wish that I really wish that the Joe team, Hasbro, whoever made the decision, uh, didn't didn't change the size of their the head pegs, the ball joint, because there's a lot of nice sculpts from other brands from their own company that people would like to swap out. So, um, Shocker's still involved. 3, just saying. I don't know what that is. So Motu Guru is saying it's actually pronounced Dakin, like the band. Okay, I'm just gonna let you guys fight it out. How about this? I'm never saying it again after this. I'm never saying it again after this. All right. Now this hand looks like he only has it. He only has 2 of the claws out. So it looks like you can change different hands with different claws out. And here he is reading a Dark Avengers comic. It's kind of creepy they're reading their own comics, but they do in the Wolverine movie, right? In Wolverine 3, they're reading. Is it 3? They're reading, or Logan. I'm sorry, Logan. They read comics about the X-Men, so it kind of works, right? Yeah, Jeremiah. Yeah, the Mohawk head would be awesome on Scrap Iron, except that Scrap Iron has such an awesome head, and he looks like Kane, and he's burned like Kane should have been. But here you go. If you're interested, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this, you can get it. Here comes Banshee. Now, they obviously have some sort of wings here that they can make that are soft. So why can't you make capes? Of course, no one wants vinyl. Don't give vinyl capes. Vinyl capes should have ended with Star Wars. Again, same buck, I believe, that we saw early on. So they're going to get as much use out of this as possible for the most part. It looks like he has the disco ball collar. I can't believe people used to pop the collar. Just a side note. Lynn says there was a comic in Deadpool and Wolverine. That makes more sense though. Like Deadpool, that makes more sense because of what Deadpool is. But I actually understood. I mean, in Logan, it made sense. Like they made comics about them after it ended. So it made sense. It didn't make sense that the comic looked like it was a 50-year-old comic, but nonetheless, that's what it was. So I know a lot of people wanted this figure, and I believe this is the one that Dwight said that he said he would never redo. They would never do again, but that was like 10 years ago. So, of course, it was time to finally redo something. And I like the fact that he got out in front of it before people started calling him out, saying, "Oh, you remember this interview when you said you'd never do this again? It was like 10 fucking years ago." Yeah. Jay Astro saying, "Yeah, I haven't seen anyone get dial tone yet. Lots of people got them. They just got them from overseas. CMD store has them right now. My Amazon is saying that he should be here Friday. But for some odd reason, these are straight packs. There are mixed cases and there are straight cases. What everyone's getting right now is straight cases. So Sergeant Reds, I know they got straight cases of the other 3 figures. Paul hasn't gotten them. Amazon did get them, but they do say on Friday I should have it. CMD store has them, which should mean everyone else should be getting them anytime. So if you really need them need them that bad right now, you can go to CMD store and order them. But there you go. If you want a 70s dude, you can have Banshee. And he has his X-Men comic. All right. I don't get that post so much. So here's Rom. I know nothing about Rom. ROM does not interest me. If it interests you, awesome. You can get it. The Lilith says, "Come to Australia. Australia, we don't have any Joes in retail. It's the independent stores got them." Yes, literally CMD store. Yes, they are at the CMD store. It is not a pot store. If you type in cmd.com, cmdstore.com, you will find them. It is a Canadian retailer that ships out of New York. You are going to pay about $3 more for the figures, $2 or $3 more for the figures, and then you're going to pay for the shipping. I will say this: if you are not doing reviews, it's probably not worth it to go there unless it's going to be a while. But I have a feeling that thing's going to be coming. Believe it or not, all the YouTubers that get stuff early, they don't always get the stuff from overseas. I know a lot of people think we're paying all kinds of money when we do get it early, but sometimes it just comes from a Canadian retailer. So, no, it's CMD. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, CMD store. They always get them. Brick something says ROM is for the old guys. I'm in. Plus, they were smarter this time than with Christar and made him a taller figure to work with other figure lines. Again, I know nothing about ROM, so I'm not even going to act like I do. He doesn't interest me at all. He looks like Rosie the Robot from the Jetsons, in my opinion, that face. But hey, it's there for you. And I'm glad that people that want it are getting it. And it looks like is that a little blast effect? Yeah, it looks like he has some sort of little blast effect here. I don't know. It's a weird looking thing. Again, I know nothing about it, so I don't even try and act like that. So, but there you go. And clearly this is a weird, this is where you look at hey, this is, I don't know what else they can use for some of the sculpting. The knees are pretty unique. Same with the thighs. The feet are unique. The chest is obviously unique. You can't really reuse this. But yeah. And it looks like, what does he have? 2 different blasters? Again, I don't know. But there you go. I'm not going to continue to talk about him. I don't know nothing about him. He comes with a comic book. And it's the ROM comic. Todd C says it's his blow dryer of death. Brick something says it was a crappy Parker Brothers toy that Marvel was hired to write lore for. Became a comic book hit. The Marvel Legends is much better than the old toy. I would hope so, because Marvel Legends, they are doing some really good figures. And Wade Holliston says they did really good on this figure, so they never have to do it again. Well, that's really good if they're losing the line. And then you have, I believe this is with the Ultimate Iron Man. And not something that I'm very interested in. But at least they're giving you an Iron Man that looks different. It's actually a pretty cool design. I like the color scheme on it. The black with the red. And I think this really works. But again, if this is something that you like and something that you need, I don't think they've done this in a while. Or they talked about it before, that it's been a while since they've done this, and it was on the old style Toy Biz stuff, I believe. So it is interesting. And this is one of those ones I think you could probably pick up and do a little bit of painting, and you can make this something for Cobra. If you're, if you want it to be G.I. Joe, you can make this some sort of Cobra thing. Andrew Taylor says the Toy Biz version was too small. And then Hosa says, I kind of dig it. I kind of do too now that I'm looking at it. This is one of those ones where you're looking at it like I could definitely fudge this into a bat design. That maybe Dr. Mindbender is working on a new version of the bat, or the Crimson Twins have one in production, or Destro. I'm almost talking myself into getting this. I don't want to. But either way, if you like it, go get it. Because they're your toys. So the Ultimate Iron Man. So there you go. Ultimate Iron Man. And he comes with, and I like the fact that they give you, hands, or I mean, the holes for blast effects, because you probably have a whole bunch of Iron Men with blast effects, but they don't give them to you. Again, every Spider-Man should have webs. Every Iron Man should have some sort of blast effects for his feet and his hands and stuff like that. So, Ray Hollison says the unmasked head sculpt of the first version was something special. Special as in bad or good. Then you get this Miles Morales. And they get him in some pretty good poses. I am not a toe articulation person. I think I've expressed that from my Savage Crucible. But I do think Spider-Man should have toe articulation, especially considering they have it now, and it is a wonderful, wonderful design. I have it with the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider, and I love that figure. So, but if you want this, it looks like it gets in some pretty good poses. Now, I'll say it again. The question is, how long did it take you to get this pose? Is it something they fought with? And that's why when I do my reviews, I do them like I do them. Give you a chance to see exactly what it is that you are, what you're going to get yourself into, because I see a lot of awesome reviewers that do good poses. Articulated Ninja does some really good poses. Obviously, D Amazing is, seriously, his name is D Amazing because he fucking just throws them in poses like you wouldn't believe. But how long did it take you to get to that pose? So some of these poses seem like they should be super easy, but other ones, they don't really work out all that well. The Lily says, you could burn this head over, and it got yourself a Fembot. Can we get blast effects like in Austin Powers, please, Hasbro? I can't be blamed for that. I know sometimes, because I know you are from, I think you're Australian, right? So maybe sometimes the writing, and my reading is already so fucking bad as it is. I love having you here, Lilith. So anyway, here you go. Yeah, but he is the exception to the rule. And that is why he is the amazing. Like I said, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, it doesn't take much to get most of these figures, but man, that guy, he's amazing when it comes to getting these figures in these fucking poses. But I also want to show people, did you have to heat them up? Were they too tight? Are they too loose? Anything like that. So, but here you go. If you need another Miles Morales, you can get it. Oops. And there he is reading it upside down. And it looks like he's holding his crotch. I know he's supposed to be holding a spider web, but no one noticed that he looks like he's holding his crotch. No one from the Marvel team was like, yeah, I know what you're going for. Doesn't work. And here they all are holding their comic, which I think is actually pretty cool and pretty funny there. Look at those jersey barriers in the back. If you have a 3D printer, start printing them up. Jersey barriers are really easy to print and always fun. Tech 489 says, Just Jay Hernandez also does great poses. I don't think I've ever seen his. I've heard his name, but I don't think I've ever seen anything from him. So I will take your word on it. Like I said, a lot of people do some awesome posing, but they never show you how long it takes them to get into it. And that's when it comes to my reviews, if you're new to this channel and you're wondering, like, I'm trying to tell people, I like to show you how long it's going to take you to get something into a pose. And I don't go through too many poses. The Amazing, I will say it again, he's the exception. He's not the norm. There is no doubt about it. So, all right. The Maximum series. Now, this makes me think that this line is not going anywhere. Now, I do not have a Spider-Man other than Ben Reilly. And I have been waiting for one. If this is $50, this will be my definitive Spider-Man that I will probably pick up and never have to worry about picking up another one. There is so much on this that is awesome. And I know a lot of people are saying, hey, someone's not happy with Mafex and those higher end brands getting the great figures and everything. You're probably right. Why would you? Now that Ben Reilly, I mean, that Scarlet Spider there, people raved about it. And I think it's awesome. I can get that guy to stand on one fucking toe. I mean, he is really that good. And they said this is a completely new sculpt. So everything that they showed on this for this figure, great. Tech 49 saying that Spider-Man is the grail. I agree. Like, I think that this is going to be, do you need another Spider-Man in Marvel Legends after this? I know they're gonna make them. I'm just saying. The list says, "No, I'm human from the planet Earth, from country Australia. I have dyslexia as well, which makes me more alien." Well, that does explain some. Again, I suck at reading the chat. I can read, but when I go to read it out loud, it doesn't always come off as good as most other people. I think that's part of the charm that people are here. So, and I don't have dyslexia, so I just suffer. Matthew Madsen says, "This is what they always could have done, but chose not to until now. They have had all the parts and tooling." I agree. It's not disagreeing with you at all there, Matthew. That is for sure. But I think that this Spider-Man is just, and for $50, this is something that I will definitely pick up. And we know that they can do toe articulation the proper way, that they it doesn't mess up with the load bearing, so they fall over. That was part of the Savage Crucibles issues. The other issue is just that the ankles were weak. But they're giving you a spider web on it. The poses they got them. This pose here, if you watched Robo Don't Know on the rewind, he said this is going to be the first pose I'm going to try and do to see if you can get it into it. I'm not saying I'm going to do that because I really don't like that pose, to be honest, but that is a nice contortionist right there. Lone Dragon says, "I saw someone say the Peter Parker head has sharp face. The satisfied smile of letting one go combined with the wide eyes of surprise." I don't know. Derek Holloman says, "As long as it's not over $50, I'm good." I would hope not, but they do give you a lot of stuff. But they did talk about the price point, about being a regular price point, if I remember correctly. I thought Dwight said something about that. And Darren is saying, "I really like the Spider-Man, but I need to see more from it to see if it's worth the extra bucks." Well, I'm not sure what else you need to see. Like, what Marvel Legends, I mean, what Hasbro does, you know the product, and they're showing you everything. So I'm not sure what else you need to see. But at the same time, I do fully understand it. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just not sure what else you would need to see. Clinton Jorgensen says, "Respect to YouTubers that present their material and read comments." this show is nothing without you guys. I've said that numerous times. I can't read every single one of you guys. And sometimes I skip over some people that sometimes you have to skip over some people. But no, dude, if you're not reading the comments, you're not interacting with the people. And if you're one of those people, if you're one of those channels that are only going to read super chats, then be a snob channel. That's on you. I understand why you read super chats because someone has sent the money because they are, they want something read or they are. I know we're off topic here, but that's welcome to the show. You read that. They want something to be read. They also want to say, hey, thank you for the work that you're doing. I really appreciate it. It's basically a tip. But those channels that will only read super chats. Matthew's talked about one channel, and not a toy channel, that will leave an empty chair until he hits a set amount on his super chats, and then he'll come in and do the show if he hits it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. So the Lilith says $50 is $79 here. Knowing some retail stores here, it'd be $90. So it's a pass for me, and that's why I can't justify paying for any new figure. And that is fully understandable. I've talked about that numerous times, and this is an expensive hobby, and I don't think anyone should be ashamed that they can't afford it. If you live here in the U.S. and you say you can't afford a $25 figure, there's no shame in that. All right? There's absolutely no shame in that. If you say, hey, I really love looking at these figures and I would love to collect, but to me, $25 is just too expensive for an action figure, there's no shame in that. I have no problem at all with, when people say stuff like that. So, like I said, I understand that, and it's perfectly fine because you have to work hard for your money, and some people make more money, some make less money. Some people just don't think that it's worth it, and others are cool with living vicariously through what other people do, and YouTube is a great way to get around that. So, Super Chat Ivy on Cake, its regular audience really support you. Yeah. There are some people that live off their super chats. There are some people in the community that those people love to, they have an audience that love to throw super chats at them. And good for them. Good for them. I'm not going to argue and be mad if someone sends me a $50 super chat, a $10 super chat. Like I'm not going to argue anytime someone sends a super chat. I'm also not going to beg for it, right? I have a career that I've been at for 23 years. That's what pays my bills. This helps me do my hobby, but it also, more than anything, doing this made it so when I went to Joe Fest, I already had fucking friends there that made it the time of my life, and money can't buy that. So anyway, this Spider-Man pose, I want to say I have always found really hard to do. They never seem to crouch this way, and if you're able to, I got to say they don't always look all that great. This one looks really, really fucking good. I like this pose. I like the web shooter. So they're giving you a lot of stuff here for what they're doing. And then we have Drock 81 2000. I'm in on this Spider-Man. Even if it's overpriced, I'll still get one. I am with you from what I see. Again, we've seen where, hey, this is what it looks like, and then it comes out and it doesn't. But even if it's a little overpriced, I'm not like, I'm looking to get one Spider-Man. And everything that I'm seeing on this is exactly what I want because I'm not a superhero guy. I'm a G.I. Joe guy. I'm Operation Monster Force. I'm more of a military guy. So, but I wanted one, and I'll say this: if this is $50, I'm glad I waited and not spent, maybe 30 on one, and then saw this and was like, man, that's one I really want. So, Matthew says, I got my 2-pack Spider-Man in the crouching pose. I don't have that one. I'm just saying, like, a lot of figures I've tried, Wolverine is like a big one. He's hard to get into a specific poses. I've got the Ben Reilly into it, and it kind of depends on where it's at. So, and Wade says, "Sir, I get it. I want it too. I'm just saying, if they came out with this Spider-Man before, Les would have bought any Spider-Man after, so it was smart for Hasbro to wait." No, that's true, and they'll make more because this one will probably be only out there for a limited time. And there's always new people coming in. Everyone always wants a Spider-Man. I know there are Instagram guys and YouTube guys that will bitch and complain, and they have to keep these figures out there, right? He's one of the main characters in Marvel. Ted Knight jumping in here saying Punk is a man of the people. I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. I'll say that. No, I'd be lying if I said, you've been buying Jade their Marvel Legends because it almost looks like they just went and bought a fucking Jada stand. Not complaining about it, but let's be honest, that is pretty much exactly what Jade is doing. And it's a pretty good idea to do. So they're going to give you this little stand here so you can have a shooting web, and it doesn't have to be like pushed up against anything. And same for this kind of like shooting it. And again, this looks really good. They kind of put these two together, the way that the web shooter is gonna connect and everything. So again, everything that I'm seeing on this figure is awesome. Shooting the Galaxy did a wonderful, wonderful shot here. I know we've talked about it before. Like a lot of times, the Marvel Legends and Star Wars, they just have like these plain backdrops. They did not do it with this one here. They went all out with some of the stuff that we're seeing here. So here he is with the unmasked head. Wade Wilson says, real question, how could they improve this figure? The truth is, they always could improve it somehow. I mean, I can't tell you how. But there's always going to be something that someone's going to get. They're going to see something that wasn't absolutely correct. But yeah. And Shark Guy says, yeah, I'm with you on this, Punk. Glad I held off on the classic Spidey until this one comes along. I'll be honest. If they would have come out with a single packed one that I would have seen that was like the Ben Reilly, I would have probably bought it. But now that I see this one, like this is just the one that I'm like, you know what? This is what I want to get. And it's much cheaper than any of the high-end, the imports that you're going to buy. I'm assuming it's going to be cheaper. And the quality is probably going to be just as good. You have a spider shield. There he is on his toe. This looks good. This is what toe articulation is for. Tony's Figs, people will want a lighter blue. This one is cool, though. Yeah, I've already heard people complain about that it's not light blue. Jimmy Garcia says, if Malfex used an ab crunch joints that Marvel Legends uses, it would be near perfect Spider-Man. Well, are you going to get this one out? I mean, is this going to be your definitive perfect Spider-Man? Sabir says, wasn't it mentioned recently on a Hasbro fan cast that they're looking at doing more mid-tier figures in some instances to experiment with demand by collectors for more mid-tier Hasbro figs? I do not know. So if somebody can answer that, I have no idea. I'll let you guys read it because I kind of had to take my time with it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember hearing that, but it definitely doesn't mean that they didn't say it, because I pay really close attention to what the classify team says, but not everyone else. I don't like this pose, but it's there if you want it. Look at all the webbing. Shooting the Galaxy did an awesome job with this. And then we have Graf jumping in here. Only way it could be better would be to include a Peter Parker, the spectacular Spider-Ham head. Can you make it quick?
Your backlight's out in the yard.
Okay.
And I don't know if you ever know how disturbing it is when Roman is just trampling around in the snow and all you hear is the snow, and then you're like, Roman, come here! And he starts running towards you, and you slowly see a figure appear. It's actually very scary. I was like, I don't like this. This is terrifying me. Because then he was going after something. I was like, Roman! 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 I was so scared.
Okay, so it's just in case you guys wanted to know, that is what my daughter thinks of Roman in the cold, on the snow.
What am I, like, I don't know what he's going after, man. Like, he went after that groundhog. Now we know how that ended up.
No skunk rematch.
Oh, he's here.
Of course he's here. You came up here.
Yeah, no, he was kind of scary. I was like, hold on.
Anyway.
He was like, Enzo.
So the poll right now is, would you like to see Olivia on Thursday with a friend in the future? And 55%,
I thought I wasn't your friend.
55% say yes, 12% say no,
You are the
25% say who, and 8% say no, put me on.
Okay, so anybody who wasn't the 55% can go suck it, honestly. You want to show you the people who it says?
Darren wants, no, it does not.
Oh.
Darren wants to hear it from you.
Name drop people. What? What? Which one? What?
He wants to hear what your new line. Well, it's new line to them, not an old line, not a new line to me.
Fucking Phil Collins.
Yes. I still need you to send that over to me. Here, okay, because when people have already been a member, so come over here and say it live for Darren.
I just said it live.
I know, but he sent a.
He sent a what?
So anyone that's
better have said yes to me then. He better have said yes to
believe me, I'm sure he wants.
Who doesn't? Oh, I know. Whatever amount that adds up to.
Okay, anyway, say it.
Fucking Phil Collins.
All right, now go. I love you. But
You are
be
just
gone. Because I'm in the.
You're so aggressive. Did that just go down?
I like Phil Collins.
Did that just go down, or did I hear you wrong?
It went down because now people are.
Someone. When I catch you, you'll be getting a card, but it's gonna be such a hateful one. You'll never believe it came from a 15-year-old.
And look, here's Ed. What have I been telling you? Go do it. I'm not brave enough to get on that girl's bad side. Did you do it yet or not?
Oh, look, it just went up. They got scared. They got scared.
All right, be gone. Love you. Go work on what I asked you to work on, so I can do that tomorrow.
I don't know if any of these losers have kids over here, but I have 2 days off.
There's a lot of people that have
2 days off.
They already know where.
And you guys don't because you have jobs. So you're losers.
All right.
I just hit you.
All right. Caleb Brown jumping in here saying, "Hey, Punk, Holy Spider Toes Batman, can you clear up the Savage Crucible foot question? Are they sending out corrected feet to everyone that ordered, or do customers have to contact them directly?" All right. So if you back the Kickstarter, they're automatically sending anyone that ordered the figures they replaced, they're sending the feet out to them. If you did not back the Kickstarter, you got it from another source. I don't know about. Maybe Matthew can elaborate on this. I don't know if you went through the backer kit, but through the Kickstarter, they're sending it to you. You have to contact them, and I believe they're only charging you $1 for shipping. So if you need, 3 sets, I believe it's like $3 to get the feet sent to you. But if you got it through the Kickstarter, they should have already sent it out to you. But if you went through any other source, you got to contact them. And from what I understand, it's only $1 and they ship it out to you. But Matthew, if you're in, he can probably give you a little bit more detail on that. Brick probably can too here. Brick says, and if you back the Kickstarter and they didn't contact you, contact them. They never reached me. Okay. So I love that. Could someone screenshot this for me? Yeah, they just sent it out to me. So I don't know. Brick's saying, and I could see why they might miss it, or maybe they haven't gotten around to it. Not around, but and I don't. Did they replace all the feet? I don't know. I only got one figure, so I don't know if they did all of them. And they're super easy to replace. So, but yeah, I'd contact them if you haven't yet, because I got mine. I mean, I didn't do it right away. The video that I did, it was not right away. So, yeah, Matthew, yeah, they just sent mine. And remember, they remember me throwing the figure. It was a toss. We've established that. Anyway, back to Spider-Man. So here's everything that he comes with. So you have 2 different webs, a web shield, spider sense. I believe it's 3 different heads. A different type of web that's opened up. The stand, multiple hands doing all different types of things, including the ungloved hands, which show you the web shooter. So I think that's actually really cool. This is a photographer's dream. I mean, this is just perfect for them. And Caleb Brown just says, "Thanks, Brick. I did back the kick. I will reach out to them." Yeah. Even though the owner was not happy with me, and believe me, he was not happy with me when he saw me at Joe Fest. I mean, how he remembered. He was kind, and they did send it out. And again, I commend them. They went ahead and they fixed something that I don't know how it was an oversight, but in my opinion, it was. But they went back and they fixed it, and that is to me that figure would not have been on my most disappointing figure list. It would not have been on it. I'll say that right now. So SCS Dog jumping here saying he's working late tonight. And Drock does say, I got a set for each figure. I didn't contact them. They did all come separately. So yeah, maybe they're going in order of people that backed it. But what a waste to send them individually. Because they do come in a little box. So what a waste. 3-star draw says Punk X Games figure toss. You meant rap. It's not Vulture. It's not Raptor. It's Falcon. Falcon versus Savage Crucible. Oh no, Darren, that's not even a competition. All right, one was a toss. One was a fucking chuck. All right. All right. But anyway, if this is a $50 price point, and from everything that I see with the articulation, in my opinion, this is worth it. This is something that definitely, like I said, I wanted a definitive Spider-Man, and I think this really nails what I would consider a definitive Spider-Man. So, and that's it. Oh no, there's more. There is one more thing that I want to talk about before we kind of get to the topic. I can't believe we're sitting here at 11:30. Look at this. Legend Series. Tony jumping in here. Hello, friends. Hope all is well this Monday night. Tony, I wish you'd come in a little bit early and chat a little bit more, man. But I understand. You got a lot going on. We all do. So, but I love having you here. Love that you drop in here. Love the fact that you're still someone that supports me. And just Jeff, this usually means that probably Gaines and Jerk probably are just finishing up, so they're jumping in here. Maybe they've been backstage talking or something like that. So anyway, the other thing that I want to talk about is share screen. Yeah. A little bit of Operation Monster Force. Just Jeff saying, nah, I was doing something else. No, dude, it's cool. No, I know you guys do a lot with them, and I know they go live. I know normally they're not this long. I just thought maybe no big deal. Oh yeah, I forgot that show is still on. Eventually, they'll learn that competing with me is just not gonna be worth it. So anyway, Operation Monster Force here. This was shown off at a toy show, and we've seen all these figures, but now we're actually seeing them actually painted and in real life. And I want them more now. I want them even more now. So I believe this is Halloween Boy, right? I think there's something interesting about this figure. He looks like a Punisher villain. He looks like he has the Punisher logo on him, but he kind of looks like he just like some Punisher villain or something like that. Like Joe Fan 89 jumping in here. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. I fell asleep in my recliner like an old geezer. Again, these Operation Monster Force figures are just really nice. I forgot about this one. He has a Tommy gun, has a I don't know if that's considered a shotgun. Someone let me know exactly the pump action shotgun. Is it pump action? I don't know, whatever it is. Lever action. But this interesting. Again, I love these Operation Monster Force. Then we get this guy. Maybe their Dr. Mindbender version. Lever action, yeah. I finally got to it. Right? It's Jay Gonzo has joined us too. Now it makes sense why so many people start showing up after 11. Now, it really dawned on me that other show is going on. Wrestlers, guys in tights, all sweaty. Did I ever tell you how I was at WrestleMania 3 with 93,173 of my best friends and watch Andre pick up that big, mean, ugly giant? Anyway, this is the Invisible Man, if I am correct. And these, anyone that wants to ask or say, these are Gridiron. And you know, because those are Gridiron magazines. I now know what the Operation Monster Force figures feel like, how they work together, and I'm really happy with them. I'm really interested to see how the Gridiron design translates into plastic mold injection, because this is something that people have been wanting. They complain about the price of it. I'm not going to get into the price. You pay for what you get what you pay for. They have detail like you've never seen, but that's something that 3D printing can do. And Sabir says, you're getting your second wind. It's probably my biggest issue is that all these people start showing up at the end and I stay longer when I really should be in bed sleeping. But I guess it's also my own fault for going on for so long. We get one of the zombies. And again, I think what is wonderful about this is that they're going back and they're putting these figures just full military where they're not zombified. And people want just regular military figures. And we know that some people don't want to buy other brands because they're not happy and they don't like the owner. You don't hear the same thing. I'm not going to get into it. There is some stuff out there, possibly about the owner stealing designs on this one. I don't know until everything comes out. And I'm not saying anyone steals designs, but I'm not going to get into it. But you have the zombified military. Again, they're just military figures, right? Again, gridiron stuff that we're looking at, which is way better than. I'm just interested to see how it translates. I really am. I really am. It says the dollar raise might be going to gridiron. But yeah, these look really good. I'm interested in this Van Helsing. I'm glad that the exclusive has a separate head. So Shark Guy says, I've said it to others privately, but calling it now. I reckon a translucent version of Eraser, Invisible Dude, has to be a con exclusive at some point. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they've already shown they can do translucent, or that they do. I love this the head sculpt on this. I like the shield. It's done right. Here is your exclusive. So people were finally able to, I guess, to order it, but it's not. I don't think that anyone's going to get this till after that final the final convention. So I don't think that anyone's getting it early. I did find it odd and interesting that the figures were $40. When they're like, I think $3 or $4 cheaper on BBTS. I'm just saying. Here's a Killer Warg. Guess happy I said it. Killer Warg. And then here is the Crimson Moon. I know a lot of people have been waiting. There is your hooded Cobra Commander. I think most people are excited for this so they can do a little bit of swapping. And that'll make a lot of people happy. They can swap things around, get what they need, and create that Action Force. The original Action Force figures. I don't care about that. That means nothing to me. But I do think that these figures are extremely interesting, and I'm definitely excited to get them. And there's a lot of there's a few other things, and I'll show you in a second here. But yeah, you can see all these heads here. So we remove this now. So I was messing around with it, and I gotta say, I was close to just getting rid of the Valiverse stuff that I have. I don't collect it anymore, but I have so many figures, and I have so many Operation Monster Force heads now. This is just a regular old Buck, and this helmet fits on him perfect. So, and this is, a Tim Kennedy belt, and the greens match pretty well. So this head fits absolutely awesome on it, and I don't think people can complain too much about it. So if you have a lot of Action Force figures and maybe you're not into the line anymore, maybe you want new heads, or the Operation Monster Force, they pop on perfect. And a figure like this, I mean, hell. And you can make this a bad guy too, considering they have the I forget what's the one guy with like the visor. I have a couple of them. I forget what they are. The other thing was, if you have Big Ben. Big Ben's head, as we all know, if you have it, he actually comes off. How perfectly that poses. It comes off at the neck, so you can swap out the head for the mask, or for the gas mask and everything. it fits perfectly on the neck peg. So if you're like me and you're like, man, I really wish I would have gotten a second Big Ben and I didn't. If you're like me and you're like, hey, I didn't get a second Big Ben, I wish I would have. I don't ever use the mask. You have an Operation Monster Force figure, you can pop it on there. It fits perfect. And the colors match. The green matches pretty well, as you can see. So, I haven't seen anyone post it, and I just thought about it the other day, and it really didn't. Stand up, Xandar. Xandar has weak ankles. No, his neck is not covered. And Joe Gonsalves has joined us. So anyway, if anyone was wondering, or like, I never thought about it. I don't know why. Probably because that head's been down there for so long. You can swap that out. So, all right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the last Hella Dope toy commercial, and I'm going to run to the restroom, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit about the topic, and it's iconic accessories. And it might not be exactly what everyone was thinking. So here we go.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, oh, Moss Man, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio. So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Moss Man, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelloDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box. I was like, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all save. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelloDopeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then like at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelloDopeToys.com and like and subscribe. And then in the comments, put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not HelloDopeToys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
All right, so there you go. That was a word from Mossman, from our sponsors of Hella Dope Toys, where you can save 10% on everything in stock or in pre-order by using code APWT. So head over there right now. Make Ted work right now. He will start packing tonight if he starts getting orders. But he doesn't have to ship it till Wednesday. But sometimes you might get lucky. Anyway. All right, so the last week, I feel like a lot of people they seem to be upset. And I wasn't trying to upset anyone. I was just trying to have fun with G.I. Joe. And kind of pointing out that they weren't always super military, starting from wave one. And I didn't want to go down just, hey, iconic accessories from G.I. Joe. We just talked about it, but I want to talk about iconic accessories from pop culture, and mostly from the 80s. And I did some slides with some, but if you guys post in the comments, I'm going to start starring some stuff, and then we'll go back and I'll highlight any ones that you might have. And I didn't do cars. Like I removed cars. We can do one day iconic vehicles of, of pop culture. But I figured I want to start, and there's a few that are iconic in even our space that we deal with. So first off is Han Solo's blaster. Now, I have mentioned before when they're talking about the retro card, and I said, you know what? I've mentioned before how if you're going to do retro cards, you really should give us the. You should be giving us what they had. Because Han Solo's blaster, I don't want a Han Solo retro card, and then you give me some weird ass fucking blaster. And so Han Solo's blaster was definitely one of them. There's no doubt about it. The bowcaster. This was super iconic. Only one person ever had one, and Han Solo didn't even fire it until the Force Awakens. But I don't like to consider that even being part of the Star Wars saga, so maybe he never fired it. God, I hate that sequel trilogy. Anyway, but I would say this is a pretty iconic accessory, a weapon. And these aren't all weapons, right? It doesn't have to be, it has accessories. Now, I threw Darth Vader's lightsaber in here because I feel like that was probably the most iconic, but the lightsaber in general, I think, is a very iconic accessory. But I think Darth Vader's is the one that kind of translated more than any of them. Luke's, I guess you could say his original blue lightsaber. It did last through multiple movies when you go back to the prequels. But this is very very iconic in my personal opinion. And then, of course, you have Lionel's sort of moments and his the gauntlet. And I do have to say this, and this may be a little sacrilegious to some. Sword of Omens is way cooler than Sword of Power. I would take this over. I would take this over He-Man's sword any day. It extends sight beyond sight. As a kid, we probably would have used it for things that we shouldn't see. All right. But I did obviously put the Sword of Power because I think it's very iconic. A matter of fact, in the thumbnail, I grabbed He-Man. I didn't want to grab a G.I. Joe because it makes people roll their eyes like, oh wow, like you're talking G.I. Joe. There are a lot of other accessories. And when you look at this, again, this is one of those ones, when you look at it, it has gone through different iterations from, the original Masters of the Universe to Masterverse. That thing has always stayed pretty similar, right? So I think this is one that, you think about, and it's an accessory. The Lasso of Truth, her bracelets, and her tiara or whatever you want to call it. I think the lasso of truth is way more iconic than anything else. Although, let's be honest, watching the 70s Wonder Woman bounce bullets off her bracelets was always very, very, very fun. And Motu Guru says, coming from the self-proclaimed Motu Guru, the Sword of Omens, the Sword of Omens is pretty fucking dope. You said freaking dope. You meant fucking dope. Again, I hate when you say you think something is better. It doesn't mean you're saying the other thing is bad at all. But I definitely understand what you're saying. Because like I said, I love the power sword, but man, not the same. Joe Gunsoft says Wonder Woman Star Spangled shorts are pretty iconic when I was a teen. And Lone Dragon, he also agrees. Sword of Omens is much better than the Power Sword. And again, if you disagree, you disagree. I'm cool with that. The Batarang. It has gone through so many iterations, right? What is Batman without a Batarang? I mean, that guy, he doesn't want to use guns. He doesn't have superpowers. But man, can he take it all out with a Batarang. And thank God he never touches any of these with, without gloves on. Because someone would be able to get a thumbprint, a fingerprint, and figure out who Batman was. Because he left these things all over the fucking place. Like Gotham must have been crawling with it, right? And then this. Now, truth be told, I almost put Leatherneck in here, but I wanted something that wasn't. But let's be honest. We loved Leatherneck's M203. Someone got really mad at me. At least I think they were mad at me because I called it an M16 with the 203. They seem to be upset with me about it, even though if you go look at what's his face, Top Fun Retro Toys, who is a Marine doing 3D printed stuff, he calls an M16 with a 203. So I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't think Tony Montana, I don't think he made it as iconic as, I don't think of him with it. I think of Arnold with it. So I absolutely love this gun. And it was said earlier by someone, I forget who it was, but of course, this minigun. No, I could also say this minigun is iconic because of Terminator 2, because it was the same one, if I am correct, that they had the prop, and it was really heavy that only a few people could carry it around. But yeah, so this is iconic. Like, this is something that you think about for sure. Man, oh man, you guys are coming through fast right now. We're trying to read these and do this. I'm not saying the line isn't, but that line, I don't think the gun is what's iconic. He could have been firing anything. And I think that if you think that that's more iconic than Predator, I just think that you're wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion, even if you're wrong. All right. This gun, and Top Fun Toys makes this. So if you really want it, then you know what, you can go and get it. But Okay, well, I think most would agree with me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to read. Some of these I don't remember, so I'm just saying. Okay, so this gun here, I think we all wanted it. A matter of fact, I think this was one of the reasons why so many of us absolutely loved Snow Serpent's. It probably wasn't an AK, but anyway, I believe this is a Ruger. And I will say this: until recently, I didn't realize that it had a collapsible stock. That these all had stocks on them, but they were all collapsed. Even as a kid, I found it odd that they didn't use a stock to fire. And Ed, that's another thing that is very. Yes, Mr. T's chains. Now you couldn't tell because he always changed them out, but he always had chains on. That was a very iconic accessory. If you bought a Mr. T figure, it better have some sort of something on it. And I'm reading what you guys are saying, and I'm like starring them. How did they get hit? So obviously the Havoc staff. I think that this is very iconic, no doubt about it. Because it's something that carries over in every single Skeletor. No, that's what I was saying. I didn't want to put cars on here. I can go do we can do another one day for vehicles. So I wanted to leave off cars because then you have like the 18 van and some other things. So, but that would definitely be on iconic cars. I can't remember if we did something. I thought we did something already, but I've been doing this this is season 3, so I can go back to that. There's Cap Shield. I saw someone mention that earlier. I don't know if that's iconic gun money, but I'm highlighting it. Captain America's shield, definitely iconic. It has to come with everything. And again, if you don't have that as an accessory, I mean, my favorite Captain America that I have, or the one that I bought, is from the first of the Avengers movie. Not the first Avenger movie. The one where he has a stupid gauntlets, but they don't give him a fucking shield because he doesn't have it, and that's just stupid. Like how he doesn't have that is very aggravating. All right. Some of you may not think of this as an accessory, but if Mutt didn't come with Junkyard, you'd be like, you missed something, right? And yes, Flash. Everyone wanted to pet this dog. All right. Roscoe was in love with this dog, and the fact that this dog hated Boss Hogg, well, that just says about everything that you need to. So when I'm looking at accessories, I'm like, dude, you better have a Flash, right? He just fits. He would be with, and I don't even know if he came with Roscoe. If they made him, I made a couple of Roscoe figures. Ash has a couple. He has the chainsaw. I think that's pretty iconic. He has the shotgun made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Shop S Smart. But I think that those would be pretty iconic. Because if you didn't get that, yes, this is my boomstick. This baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't know the rest of it. And if you don't know, S-Mart was actually supposed to be Kmart. And Matthew says Flash didn't come with my Roscoe. So they completely missed the one accessory he should have had. Right? I didn't put this one on the list, but Diddy's baby oil. I don't know who's buying a Diddy action figure, but we got Cobra Commander's hair dryer gun. I think this is pretty iconic considering it definitely fit onto his backpack. Or onto his back. It technically wasn't a backpack at the time. Scarlett's crossbow. Now, I would love to say her slingshot, but they didn't give it to her on her retro figure. As we recently talked about the slingshot. But I think her crossbow, that is one of those things that crosses over with all of the Scarletts, right? It was in her ass. And Snake Eyes Uzi. I don't think that you could say this wasn't iconic. Now, I believe his sword also was, and that's the wavy sword that he had. Definitely very iconic, even though they kind of changed it. But I think when anyone thinks of Snake Eyes, remember, some of you may have forgotten, but this Snake Eyes picture was actually in the corner of every single Marvel comic for quite some time. I mean, that's how big G.I. Joe was back then. So when I think of the Uzi, again, this was one of the first things that I had actually thought about. But this was actually the first ones, believe it or not. And I remember my dad talking about it, that the Dukes were not allowed to use guns, but they were allowed to use bow and arrows, and that is the reason why they were always using the bow and arrow. And to me, that was one of the most iconic, what should have been an accessory if they got it. And I don't believe that they ever did anything like that. But yeah, this is, I actually didn't think about that one, Jeremiah, believe it or not. But I also kind of want to leave, I want to leave some things open to you guys. So, yes, and Dynamite. Yes, they did use a lot of dynamite. Matter of fact, I came across a short Dynamite. JJ Walker. My best friend growing up, guy that I did Dr. Mindslaughter. His name was Joseph James, and they were going to call him JJ, but his grandfather, who, let's just say, from what I understand, didn't like black people, put a squash on ever calling him JJ because of Good Times. Oh my gosh. So I never really watched MacGyver. Did he use paper clips that much? Because I know that's a running joke. And Caleb Brown here says, bows and arrows with explosive warheads attached. Oh, the damn Dukes. It's kind of comical. Like, they weren't allowed to use guns, but man, they're firing these fucking explosive arrows off. All right. So I got to ignore the chat for a while I kind of go through all these starred ones here. So we can remove this. We can just kind of chat about it here. I guess I can't read both off, right? I'm actually kind of mad. I didn't even think about RoboCop's gun. That is so iconic. And that's an accessory that if you have a RoboCop, how they even did it with the, in the toys, right? They had that gun. So I have to say that's very iconic, and that would be a wonderful accessory. Now, this is one I didn't think of either, and that is the hoverboard from Back to the Future. Probably because I hated the hoverboard. I do think that as a skateboarder, I just did not like the hoverboard because I'm like, how do you do tricks on it? You're basically defeating everything, right? But that was I'd have to say that's actually pretty iconic because you do get to know how even the regular skateboard, I guess, would be. I mean, would you think the original skateboard and the hoverboard are more iconic than him playing guitar? Because no one really thinks about him playing guitar, but they always think about him riding that skateboard, right? I'm just kind of reading some of the comments because I can see them over here. Menhoza says Chris Knife and the weirding modules from the OG Dune. I do not remember that. So I want to go back and watch Dune again. It's been a long time. From the original, yeah, the Dune with who was in Dune again? Because not the new one. I hated the new ones. I can't really watch that. Viper Scout says Scarlet's crossbow, which I talked about. Lady J's javelin. I didn't even think about the javelin, but I would agree. Like she is known for having that, like in every iteration. Is she known for it in the comics? I'm trying to think. I know in the cartoon she is. Obviously in the TV show, she always had it. So now that badass trench knife from Stallone's Cobra. Now Tony and I have talked about it. I think that the gun that he has is very iconic accessory. Also, I love that gun. A matter of fact, there's a similar gun that came with one of the Cobra figures, and it actually sits on my original Spawn figure because I thought it fits him perfect. But I love Cobra. I was actually thinking about trying to find it the other day and watch it. Painless from Predator. I kind of showed that one off there. We have the Sword of Omens. Menhoza comes in saying the Excalibur. Yes, I would agree with that. A lot of swords here. This is one I didn't even think of. And I saw actually a couple people mention it. Darren, yes. The Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. I would agree. I think that it is very, very iconic. And that's something that you kind of need with Link, right? I'm trying to read. The comments are going crazy. There's 30 new comments, and I'm trying to read. SCS Dog, I didn't even think about Ghostbusters. And the Proton Pack and the Ghost Trap, both, I mean, those are accessories that you need with those action figures or anything you're doing. The Mario's Mushroom and Fire Flower. I don't know. I mean, it's iconic, but I don't know about the mushrooms. Like, Menhoza says the G.I. Joe jetpack. I don't really think of that as too iconic, to be honest, although it's very popular. Viper Scout with Dick Tracy's wristwatch and communicate. So I've never seen Dick Tracy. I don't really know anything about Dick Tracy. I'll take your word for it. You're pretty knowledgeable with stuff. Sunny Sundries. I cannot believe I didn't think of Thor's hammer, considering that is the name of the new intro song that I've been using. Thor's hammer. But I agree. I love, dude, and I've really come to love Thor. I did think about this one, Green Lantern's ring, and I didn't want to try and go through all of them. But yeah, I agree. You guys might be surprised that I didn't even think about Indiana Jones' whip. But it is pretty damn iconic, I guess you would say, as an accessory. It's something that you have to have with all of them. Motu Guru with Ripley's gun. I don't remember it all that. I guess I remember them having like big guns, but they don't stand out. But Gridiron has done them, if I am correct. So you're probably right on that. Gun Bunny Customs with Johnny from the Outsiders Switchblade. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the Outsiders. It's been a long time. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't think about the rings from Spaceballs. um, I'm disappointed. We did a show. And then my moderator, Matthew Matson, Babylon 5, PPG, have no idea. The Farscape Pulse Pistol, Maul's Pistol, those I don't know anything about. The Star Trek phaser, that kind of disappointed I didn't even think about that. Because those were so iconic. Same with the communicator. I think those were all like accessories that have to be that you would consider to be very iconic. Right? I'm not crazy on that. Maxwell Smart's shoe phone. Yeah, because I've never seen those movies, but I know the shoe phone. This may come as blasphemy, but I think of Conan the Librarian sword first. So I think that I can get with you on this one. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Frank Dremmond's Police Issue 38. The Naked Guns are so underrated. And no one said Rambo's knife, or the when people think of the machine gun that he's firing. Darren, I didn't even think about this. The sunglasses, which I would have to agree, those are accessories that are very iconic, and I think do need to be. I think a Terminator should have it. That became such an iconic scene. So yeah, like those are accessories that I think. I didn't think about Freddy's glove. I didn't think about Jason's machete or his mask or Michael Myers' mask. But I think those are all accessories that, well, we really don't see Michael Myers' face ever. So technically that is his head. But yeah, a little disappointed I didn't think about those. All the turtle weapons. Yeah. I'm not a turtle guy, but damn, I know the weapons. And I didn't even think about them. And Donatello is the best turtle. And even though I believe that the comic is canon, yeah, the fact that I didn't even think of the laser rifle, kind of disappointed in myself. And I know there are so many comments that have been going on. 44 comments. So let's go back over here. And I'm just going to kind of read off some of these and trying to figure out where I'm at. Holy shit. I hate when this thing jumps. Yeah, I brought up Indiana Jones's hat and his whip. Let's see here. So this has to go back to MacGyver with his paperclip and chewing. I didn't watch him, but yes, that is exactly. That's what I remember. So to me, it's very. I didn't know like if he did that stuff all the time or if that was just kind of a running joke that became. Tech, yeah, we talked about Munir. Now, Menhoza says, the rifle from the Rifleman in Wanted Dead or Alive. I'll take your word for it. I don't remember that. But this one here, I was kind of disappointed myself from you. And Ralphie's Red Ryder BB gun. Yeah, that is an accessory that and the lamp too, right? Like those are accessories. If you had a toy line of those, that you'd be like, how did they not give this to you? Solid Snake SOCOM. I'll take your word for it. Caleb Brown brings up, what about Vasquez wielding the smart gun in Aliens? That's the really big gun. That's the one that I know Gridiron did, right? So yeah, I think you're onto something there. Double loon from the Goonies. The shotgun from the Wraith. I don't remember that. I remember I remember the car. And I remember everyone always dying. He killed everyone off. And Tony says, you hate a lot of things. Well, I didn't say I hate anything. Let's see here. The Blade Runner gun. I never watched Blade Runner. I didn't like the last one. So I have to say the Red Dawn, they had some pretty iconic. I would say the AK-47s become pretty iconic. Just how much they're used. Wow. Yeah. You know what? If you did a sledgehammer, yeah, you need that chrome 45 cal revolver. No doubt about that. I didn't even think about sledgehammer, and now I have that stupid song playing in my head. And just Jeff, yeah, we mentioned the proton. I didn't even think of the proton packs or the what's the I forget what the other thing was called. The ghost trap. I don't know who that is. Snake Plissken's ridiculous Mac 10. Yes, Dirty Harry's Magnum 44. I agree. I agree with that. Even though I don't think I've ever seen Dirty Harry. Viper Scout says, is Green Lantern's ring iconic when they're 100? Well, it's an iconic accessory. You know, it doesn't have to be for one person. But yeah, I would say that, yeah, the Green Lantern's ring are very iconic accessories. Like every Green Lantern has to have one, or technically you're not a Green Lantern, right? I think that's safe to say. Gun Bunny says E.T.'s finger. Yeah, you know what? I would. I mean, I did say lightsabers, but Darth Maul's is a very special one. But I mean, I did say lightsabers. I did grab Darth Vader's, but yeah. Get Smart was a show for 5 seasons. Well, it was a movie also. Like they did a Get Smart movie, but I never watched it, so I don't know. Yeah, so, what do you mean, you people? I'm just reading some of these here. So Ed has, man, I'm kind of upset I didn't. I literally, he's right up there too. Hulk Hogan's headband and rib T-shirt. And I guess you could also say the WWF Championship belt. Yeah, those are some pretty iconic accessories that I think that you would have to have, right? I mean, every single Hogan comes with some sort of headband that he has on. Not so much the boa. I wouldn't consider that one of his big accessories, but the headband, the cross. Whew, man, there's a lot of. 10 Nights says for the Hispanics in the chat. I'm not even going to try and say that. Dude. See, I like this. And I know this is a TV show. Norman Cliff's beer mugs from Cheers. I love that. That is like an awesome accessory that if you did Cheers, you'd have to have their beer mugs and their chairs. Because we know Norm always had to sit in the same chair. Tony says Cobra's gun you like that was at the end, wasn't it? The general or I think the colonel has it. Isn't it at the end? Is that the one you're talking about? I totally forgot about that. Yes, Huckleberry's. Huckleberry's pistol. That's would definitely fit in there, Mendoza. Let's see here. Then there's always just an AK-47 in a movie with a bad guy ever. No, I agree with you. But with Red Dawn, it's like you need that. Jamie Benson says Doctor Who's sonic screwdriver. I have never seen a Doctor Who, but wouldn't the tortoise, is that what it's called? The phone booth? Like that would be an iconic accessory. The phone booth for Superman, right? Like that would be, in my opinion, like an accessory that he needs. But no, my dad is a huge John Wayne fan. Like I have John Wayne 12-inch figures on my. They're not great figures, but Franklin Mint made a lot of stuff. Did he have one that was like specific? Because to me, my favorite move from John Wayne is still Green Berets. Joe Gonzalez says BFG from Doom. Man, as much as I don't want to say it, yes, Bret Hart's sunglasses. That, yeah, because it was an accessory. He took them off. He always gave it to a little kid. Canadian probably stole them back too, but I would give that to you. Braveheart, his sword. Snow, yeah, the Indiana Jones has been brought up. This is you know what? Yes, Negan's bat Lucille. I would have to agree. That is very iconic and well known. I mean, yeah, that is an accessory that the TARDIS. What I call it, the tortoise. I like this one. Yes. Though I would not let that in my house. I try not to be superstitious, but fuck that, dude. I am not letting a toy box like that in my house or anything. Fuck that. Bill and Ted's phone booth. Yep. Yes, a Taurus is a vehicle, but I didn't say a Taurus. I said tortoise, didn't I? But I was wrong. Oh, yeah. Macho Man sunglasses and his hat, right? His cowboy hat. If only I had Macho Man here right now. Yeah, it's just a harmless puzzle box. Yes. So is a Ouija board. Hey, we actually made it to the end. I said I like Bob Barker's then has a microphone. You know what? That's exactly, yeah. Jeremiah Tubb says Penguins umbrella. I didn't even think about the umbrella, but I would agree. That is actually pretty iconic. Same with the Riddler's cane. So yeah, those are like accessories that are awesome. Okay, so now I'm truly embarrassed. How did I miss? How did I not? I brought up Ash, and I didn't even bring up the Necronomicon. Klaatu, Varatu. No. There, I said the words. 3-star says Chucky's Good Guys box. Yeah, the Terminator sunglasses got brought up. So, wow, that was a lot. And now it's 12:30, and I have to work in the morning. So, I know some of you guys do too. Like, you guys keep me talking. I don't even finish a glass of pop, which is probably better for me, to be honest. And 55 of you watching, please, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because you get again, sometimes YouTube boots you. They change it. They change it. They boot you, and who knows what. But a lot of people aren't subscribed. You think you are. It just does help the algorithm. It's a big pat on the back for me as I'm trying to get up to 7,000. And let's see. So the poll is left at says, would you like to see Olivia on Thursday with a friend in the future? 55% say yes. 12% say no. So it looks like I have a few people that wouldn't be watching if I had my daughter on. 26% say who. Now, if you really don't know who she is, I'm assuming you're probably new to the show. Because I think Olivia has become a pretty big mainstay. And I'm not one of those people that wants to shield myself with my child. But she has just kind of come on. It's been organic. Though if I did do a Thursday with a friend, I obviously would have to be pretty PG. Maybe PG-13. She'll be 16 by then. Just an interesting thought. And I know Ed was like, yeah, you need to have her on. Just because she's part of the show in many ways. Same with like Roman is part of the show, although he hasn't been on lately. Actually, I think he's in the room with her. So, but yeah, I think Matthew says, do we need an Olivia icon? Let me see. Because I think we need a fucking Phil Collins one too. I can't believe fucking Phil Collins became a thing. I can't believe fucking Phil Collins became a thing. Talking to Gaz. Legend Series says great pod. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anybody say Judge Dredd's lawgiver? No one did. And 3-star says maybe you should have worded it. My daughter Olivia. Some casual viewers might know she comes on here, but not remember her name. Do a community poll on your YouTube page. Oh no, you should know who she is. No, you're right. You're right. But I also put it on there because I wanted to see like who, if people actually know who she is. And when people say who, you're absolutely right. A lot of people probably don't know. Although I say her name an awful lot. Maybe if you didn't know my son's name, that might be different because I don't say his nearly enough. And if Matthew says, I mean, she's part of the show even when she's not here.
Welcome to the Creamery.
I mean, she's definitely become. I mean, she'll just walk in here, and again, I'll say it again. I love the fact that you guys are cool with it because, a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of people that tune out like, oh my God, this guy has his kid on again. And we know that there's another YouTuber that uses his kid as a shield. And I didn't even have a problem with him having him on, but we all know the reason why he did it. I really never wanted to be like that, and I never would. But you guys have been very opening and welcoming when she just butts in. But more than anything, I think you guys get a kick out of it. Hell, when we were on the Clubhouse, I think we had 10 fucking people on, and she just walked on in and she shut down that whole thing, and everyone stopped to hear what she had to say, and she just rambled on. So Jeremiah Tubb saying, great time. Thanks for welcoming me. Always. I definitely work hard to, when someone new comes in, to try and highlight their chats, make them feel like they're part of the show, and part of the community. But more than anything, I think the people already in it, Jeremiah, I think most of them do it for everyone. Because again, I do a solo show I've been going for over 3.5 hours. And I can't do it without every single person that's in here. I finally realized this is more like, hey, I'm going to the bar, though you're not drinking, and I'm just hanging out with a bunch of people. The only difference is you're only hearing one voice. But there's a lot of chats in there that I overlook that maybe in the past I didn't, because I didn't. Matthew was the one that said, stop reading the chat. Stop reading the chat. But yeah. Allison says he can't shut up, can't stop, won't stop. No, I can't. I have a problem. But no, thank you for joining. It really does. 3 Stars says, if she does come on, you have to play the ruler clip. I have to go find it. I don't even remember what episode that was on. That's the whole thing. Like, that just organically happened. She needed a ruler. So this is for Jeremiah. Like, my daughter, Olivia. If you look at that poll, my daughter's Olivia. If you haven't figured that out. She came in school. She needs a ruler. I don't know what the fucking ruler is. I haven't used a ruler in years, right? So, off Amazon, I ordered a ton of rulers. So never again will she come in here and have to ask for a ruler. No one in my house will ever need to find a ruler. They were sitting there. And honestly, they're like a fucking library book. I'm going to make them check it out. They have to use the Dewey Decimal System. If not, Conan the Librarian, or, he's going to cut them in half. If you haven't seen UHF, you need to go see it. And then you'll see don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? All right. Drax says the ruler thing was too funny. And again, that's the whole thing. Like, it was just organic. There's so much. This show is not a stage show. I write down my notes before I start. I wake up around 8:30, 8:40. I write down notes of what I was doing, because who knows what's happened. Maybe something's changed, what's going on. And then I just have these little notes of what I'm going to talk about. So when things happen, they organically happen. Sometimes things organically happen, like people go ahead and say that I was copyright striking them, and I have to do a fucking, impromptu live stream. Normally it's not that bad, which is good, because I don't really like that type of shit. But yeah, so I love the fact that Drock was there to see it. 3 Stars says, I like the fact that was like 3 months ago, and with the amount of toys you move around in there, the rulers are still sitting there at arm's length. So there are certain things that sit right here. Like, you guys don't see over here. The pineapple grenade is always like right by me. This Allen wrench is always by me. The razor blade is always right by me. Matter of fact, this razor blade, when I'm cutting things open, it blends in with that stupid stuff that I put on there. I have all kinds of stuff that are right by me, but you're absolutely correct. There are certain things, that are always right by me. And then 90s 454 SS says, don't forget Gandhi too. He's one bad mother and you don't want to mess with. Love you. UHF is so awesome. Yeah, I do. And then fucking Phil Collins, fucking TikTok. Oh yeah, that's what shut down. That's what shut down Oz's stream. Was the whole TikTok ban, and she came up and just went off the cusp, and I just snorted like Miss Piggy. All right, it's time to go. Thank you guys very much. I had a great time. I'm not sure what the topic will be next week. I'm being 100% honest. I like doing these types of things. This one went really well. I'm glad so many of you guys jumped in, joined, gave your opinion. That's really all that I want. I can't believe I'm going 3.5 hours now. Matthew, this is all your fault. So I think it's time to head on out. Tune in this Thursday for Thursday with a Friend, where I will have war chests full of toys. I would also be remiss not to mention that tomorrow at 9 p.m., 9-ish p.m., my moderator, Ed Action Figs, goes on with Mr. Wonderful, not Paul Orendorff, Travis, as part of the Travesties. And they do their show on Action Figs site. What's Action Figs site? On Action Figs. On Action Figs YouTube channel. And then at 10 p.m., my other moderator, Matthew Matson, and Pop Blender go live on Pop Blender's channel. So head on over there. Make sure you check out both of their shows. If you guys, during the credits, you want to drop a link to those shows, please do. But I'm actually going to leave this time because Allison said I can't shut the fuck up.